It got me thinking about why that has disappeared in and around America. Maybe it's tough to get everybody together these days for multiple guests, and there's also separate coasts where these shows are being hit.
It's true, yeah.
But I do really like the panel of celebrities talking to other celebrities as they're being
relaxed a
mediated.
bit.
Yeah, it's relaxed and it's casual, and I do like that format, and he's really good at navigating all of that. Turner Smith has one daughter, Juno, with ex Joshua Jackson, so she's interested in the babies, but who knows?
Was it like a joke as she was asking?
No, I think she's just doing, legit, like some people might.
I guess.
What about babies? But that's...
We were talking about this last week. Yeah.
That's not necessarily sometimes it can be a judgy question.
Yeah, it's kind of inappropriate.
Are you guys having regular intercourse in the hopes of having a child right now?
So Madison Beer and Justin Herbert just went game day official as they sealed it with a kiss.
Yeah!
The pop star and Los Angeles Chargers quarterback were spotted getting cozy on the sidelines during Sunday's game against the Washington Commanders.
So you heard about this last night, and you called me immediately.
I had to. Steve, we had to dish.
And I'm looking at the phone, and I'm looking at the time lapse. It's like an hour and 20 minutes. And we're like, we got to put this to bed, bro.
I don't know who she is. Obviously,
I have no idea.
She's a pop singer.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I looked her up. I figured maybe everybody else would know but me, but
she's attractive, as you would imagine.
Yeah, she's very attractive. So in fan shot footage, the athlete greeted Beer with a hug and kiss.
I like you.
Before heading back to the field, only for her to call him back for one more smoochy smooch.
I'll get you again.
Fans could see that she couldn't stop smiling as he jogged off to rejoin his team.
She's kind of like a Taylor Swift, Travis vibe going on there, right?
I guess.
When you score your NFL football.
Or like Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld.
Exactly.
Well, that's exactly what I thought. The pop princess and the football star. I mean, it's the popular girl.
It's high school.
It's high school.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. And the jock. The pair first sparked buzz in August when Herbert dropped by her photo shoot, followed by a low-key Los Angeles outing. Herbert was previously linked to NFL reporter Taylor Bisciotti, while Beer dated influencer Nick Austin, but it's unknown whether they called it quits with their partners.
There's a whole pool of people that get reported on fairly regularly that I have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
And I have my finger on the proverbial pulse, but there's just too many people to keep track of.
Well, yeah, and in fact, when I get up to dive into this celeb report and find the information, there's a section that I go to that's all influencer news. I don't know who the hell these people are. I have no idea who the hell these people are.
And they'll report on micro-influencers.
Case, do you follow influencers?
I mean, I guess, but like,
would you know their names?
No, not like this. No.
Okay.
No.
All right, moving on. Kathy Griffin is single, and she's ready to mingle. And on last night's Celebrity Weakest Link, the comedian dream was, she said, I'm 64, single, and sexy, and said, so I would like to be the next Golden Bachelorette. Lynch went on to say that Fox, the home network for Celebrity Weakest Link, also has a reality dating program she may be interested in. She said Fox has a show called Farmer Wants a Wife.
Yeah, I watched a bit of it.
And I could probably talk to people here if you are interested in being on a farm for your golden years. So Griffin said she was open to that option, joking, I would like to be hoed. That's what she said. So you've seen Farmer Wants a Wife?
Yes. Yeah, they have a couple of impossibly good-looking farmers.
Right.
And the women believe that they're enamored of the lifestyle, and they're clearly not. But yeah, it's
there's a little fish out of water thing?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, forget about them. Hermione Granger herself has a new man. Emma Watson was photographed with fellow Oxford student Kieran Brown on a romantic date at a pastry shop close to the university.
Pastries?
Just days after they were spotted kissing.
So she's going for her PhD, I guess? Is that the deal?
I assume so. I thought she already had her master's,
she's in her 30s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Watson is, I'm sorry, Steve. She's pursuing a master's.
Oh, there you go.
At Oxford. And Kieran is said to be working towards a PhD in 19th century literature and economics.
And man, if they're eating pastries, you know they're doing it.
Watson was last known to be dating Brandon Green, though that relationship seemed to fizzle out about a year ago. I don't know who Brandon Green is. So
Oh, it's Mr. and Mrs. Green's son, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Silly me.
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson's new movie, The Smashing Machine, opened to just $5.9 million in North America. Lowest box office debut of his career. And while that's a tough pill to swallow for some, the actor says that he's proud of the work that he put in.
I'm so proud.
Hulk
smash!
On Instagram, Johnson wrote that you can't control the box office results, and he thanked director Benny Safdie for changing his life through the project. Despite its struggles at the box office, the drama earned strong critical acclaim and even won Safdie Best Director at the Venice Film Festival. Johnson's performance as MMA fighter Mark Kerr has been widely praised and is being discussed as a potential Oscar contender, believe it or not. So, yeah, sometimes it happens. It doesn't perform money-wise, but it can win awards. And then afterwards, maybe you see some residual from that.
To be honest, the makeup is so good that if you were to casually look at the trailer or whatever, you might not know it was Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, I saw a quick clip of him walking by as the character, and I didn't recognize him immediately.
Yeah.
So he said, I realize, this is what The Rock said, I realize that all you can control is your performance and your commitment to completely disappear and go elsewhere, and I will always run to that opportunity. He said, I did my part.
I had a friend who went and saw it over the weekend, and I asked him about it, and he said, I wanted to like this movie so badly.
Oh, no kidding.
And I just didn't. And I don't know if he was like trying too hard. Listen, I haven't seen it, so it was just his opinion on it, but he was like, I really went in with high expectations because he liked everything about it, and he just walked out of there like, nah.
Do you know they say the story I've heard a couple people say, that whoever Bas Rutten is playing, like his trainer, that guy has the real story.
Well, Steve, according to IMDb, he's playing a guy named Boss. Is he playing himself?
Is he?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe. Huh. Yeah, not really sure. We have another story here, and I'm sorry, Case, but I'm going to the world of Vanderpump Rules. I know you hate it, but she's not saying exactly what procedure she had done, but fans have some guesses, and she did provide some clues. Brittany Cartwright posted a pic on Instagram Sunday that showed her post-surgery with her stomach wrapped in compression bandages and with 2 surgical drains attached.
Lipo?
I'm thinking so.
Yeah.
She captioned the picture and said, when they said remove what no longer serves you, I took it literally, something I've wanted to do for years, and I finally took the step for me. I couldn't be happier, still recovering, but feel stronger and lighter every day. That's what it's got to be. That and maybe breast implants. Years ago, Rochelle had a tummy tuck and lipo, and that's exactly what she had on.
She wore it. Okay, yeah.
Yep, that's exactly it. Yep.
There's this thing that sits between lipo and like cool sculpting that is of a surgical nature, but is people who've had dramatic weight loss because of Ozempic or Mounjaro or anything like that, and they have the extra folds of skin. This procedure removes that. So I forget the name of it, but
it wouldn't be lipo because obviously the fat is already gone. But you need to get there are tummy tucks that they can do, which tightens up that skin, and that might be part of that procedure, Steve. Cartwright had gotten breast augmentation surgery during season 4 of Vanderpump Rules. Paid for by her estranged husband, Jax Taylor.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
his name's Jax.
So I don't know if she got her breast implants removed or what, but
it moved into her butt.
It definitely looks like lipo was involved in this. So.
Can you repurpose breast implants for butt implants?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, are they of the same material?
They would just look like boobs on your butt. I mean, they'd be a different shape, but that'd be unique, wouldn't it?
I mean, if you can recycle, why not?
Yeah.
Hey, just real quick, circling back, Bas Rutten is playing himself in the Smash.
There you go.
So
awesome.
Whatever he's doing as himself, Steve, is apparently getting some critical acclaim.
We've had him by here before. Super nice guy. Funny as hell.
Yeah.
So could Bill S. Preston Esquire and Ted Theodore Logan be heading out on another adventure through time? Well, if Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter have their way, absolutely. The 2 actors were in attendance at yesterday's Business of Broadway breakfast, talking Broadway and their co-starring roles in Waiting for Godot, which I'm not familiar with.
Yeah.
When they were asked if they would be interested in a 4th Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure film once their Broadway show wrapped up next year, Keanu spoke up and he said, Yes, excellent. I love that they still love that.
They're buds.
Yep.
They're lifelong buddies, and which is terrific.
Yes.
The last movie they did was fun, but the last movie really, about half the movie focused in on their kids. They have 2 daughters.
Was that too much, you think?
No, they were good, but it's like I
can't remember if I liked it or not. I know I watched it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was certainly not disappointing. I don't know if they need to go there again.
Yeah. I think I'd like to be friends with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, what have you heard that's negative about Keanu Reeves?
Nothing.
Yeah, he seems to be nothing but a
Good dude.
a good guy.
Yeah.
You know, I think he and me and Ryan Reynolds could really
Absolutely.
be a 3 group of the 3 best friends that anyone ever had.
Would you be nervous if you walked out of the room and they were in there that they would talk about you?
Yeah, but I mean that happens in almost any relationship. Even if you're really close with each other, sometimes you talk behind each other's back.
Sure.
It just happens.
It's radio. Why are we hanging out with him?
Keanu would be the one to go, hey, man, we don't.
Come.
Yeah.
We all can't be movie stars.
Yeah. All right, Predator, Badlands, just dropped its final trailer, and it's pure chaos in the best way. Director Dan Trachtenberg, the mind behind Prey, is taking things to the most dangerous planet in the universe, packed with wild new creatures and big stakes. I watched it. Looks pretty cool.
So listen, Dan Trachtenberg is solid. He did Prey for Hulu, which was a Predator story, and Killer of Killers, which is an animated movie based on the past history of the Predators. And I'm very excited. It looks really good.
I loved that animated movie. It was wonderful. So this time, a young predator named Dek, played by Demetrius Schuster Kolamatangi, teams up with a half-destroyed android, Ty, who is played by Elle Fanning, for a brutal survival mission.
You dick!
With this final look at Dek. D-E-K. With this final look at the flick before it's out, we finally see Fanning's second role. While the character's backstory is still unknown, the brief glimpse that we got showed Fanning's new persona out for blood. So Predator Badlands will hit theaters this November 7th. But I gave up on Predator a long time ago. But this looks pretty awesome, man.
Predator 1, Predator 2 is good. The movie Predators, Preston. So what they do is they collect people from around, we assume the solar system, whatever solar system they're in, the Predators, and drop them on this planet. It's like a game. What do they call it? A preserve game reserve. So, and that was really cool. That was Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
And Lawrence Fishburne. That was solid. But a lot of them, like the Alien versus Predator, they were kind of dispensable.
Right.
But again, the Prey was a good movie, and I think we're on a good course to reignite this franchise.
We're supposed to get Dan Trachtenberg in studio before the release. So.
Awesome.
And he directed 10 Clover Lane. 10
nice.
Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah.
He's a Philly guy.
Yep.
He went to Temple University.
Nice. All right. When we're thinking that might happen? Next
the
month?
week before it comes out.
Okay.
So I'm just off the top of my head, something like November 7th, maybe.
Nice. Excellent. All right. Jennifer Lawrence plays a housewife slowly becoming unhinged in the upcoming film Die, My Love. Lawrence and Robert Pattinson play a married couple that move from the city to the countryside. The trailer shows a gradually unraveling Lawrence menacingly carrying a shotgun and a knife. So marital bliss doesn't seem very likely. It's coming out on November 7th, by the way. The upcoming Game of Thrones spinoff, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, stands apart from past shows in the franchise by stripping away the dragons, the magic, and sprawling fantasy elements for a grounded medieval tone. I actually like this.
Well, then, isn't it basically the Hogan family?
No. So the first season of Game of Thrones, there were no wizards, there were no dragons, there was none of that. It was all politics and family drama and struggle for power and stuff like that. And I really liked that. I didn't dislike the wizardry and all the things that came eventually, but I appreciated that they were living in this made-up world and That stuff was intriguing enough
Right.
for me, I think. So I this may bring me back around.
So you haven't watched the House of Dragon?
House of Dragon, I watched the first season, and I got lost.
Yeah.
To be honest, it was a bit much. So I'm looking forward to this. It's set 50 years after the death of the last dragon, a sort of gnarled thing that couldn't even fly, as co-creator Ira Parker notes. The story unfolds in a world where nobody's thinking about magic. Instead, it centers on ordinary people like Sir Dunk and his Squire Egg, who navigate the harsh realities of life without royal privilege or mystical power.
And I, Sir Dunkachino.
Parker describes the era as 14th century Britain filled with gritty, grinded-out knights rather than lords and sorcerers.
If they could put gritty in it.
By focusing on small lives and fading legends, the series reimagines Westeros as a place where the echoes of dragons remain, but wonder has given way to survival. The series is scheduled to hit HBO early next year.
So they'll have that show on the same time as House of Dragon?
Don't know. I'm not sure when House of Dragon is.
I mean, at the same time, just like both shows are still going to have new episodes.
Because they're also starting up Vander Dragon Rules.
No way, really? All right, the saturation here.
The way that the last season of House of Dragon ended, I know you bailed on it, Preston, but I liked it. But it was a giant setup for season 3.
Okay.
So I'm really curious to see where it goes because I stayed with it. I really enjoyed it, but I'm just like, all right, is this too much at this point?
Do you know what's kind of slid off the face of the earth is the Amazon Prime Rings of Power series,
man.
the most expensive TV show in history.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was bad.
People are gravitating towards Vander Dragon Rules.
Vander Dragon Rules.
Reality
That's where
dragon
it's at,
shows.
Yeah.
One last thing, and let's see, it involves Elle Fanning as well. We were just talking about her.
Love her.
Paramount Plus has ordered Discretion, a new legal thriller starring and executive produced by Nicole Kidman and Elle Fanning, based on a short story by Chandler Baker, who also writes the adaptation. It follows a summer associate. So here's the storyline. It follows a summer associate, Lenny, who is played by Fanning, who uncovers a web of NDAs masking a dark truth at her Dallas law firm.
Is Predator in it?
When she realizes she signed one herself, her findings pit her against her mentor, who is Sharon, played by Nicole Kidman, and the series begins production next year.
I love legal dramas. I love murder mysteries. You have to go a long way to F up, or at least to make something that I won't enjoy on some level. Like something that's really, a little bit involved, engaging. And you know what I found out last night? Claire my wife is not really into medical dramas. And obviously, with Noah Wiley's series.
Yeah, The Pit. Did you watch that?
A little bit,
Okay.
yeah. So it's not her thing. I'm going to finish it.
Yeah.
Because I hear it's great, and I like it. But some of these genres are not everybody's cup of tea. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, we couldn't get enough of The Pit. That was one that we just fell into, and we're like, oh, my God. But yes, there are some that I'm just like, I step away from. It's just not my,
The Pit was a Jeopardy question.
Category or question?
Yeah, and I believe it was the final Jeopardy question. It was actors on this show were told not to gain or lose a pound for a full year and a half of filming.
Oh.
And you know why? It takes place all
in one day. You're right. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Interesting. All right, we're ready to play some clips for you. Murders in a Small Town follows detectives investigating a chilling string of copycat killings. And in this clip, Kristen Crook talks about her character's struggles.
She is trying to accomplish what she wants for the community, which is a social safety net and some arts funding. And whilst at the same time, the police department needs funding, needs more people because Carl's jurisdiction has been expanded. And so her ambitions are very much trying to accomplish the ends she set out to achieve, but coming up against a whole bunch of roadblocks.
Murder in a Small Town, new episode tonight on Fox 9 p.m.
She's great. She's from Smallville.
Next clip, here we go. Season 2 of High Potential sees Morgan balancing motherhood with her new role in the LAPD while still looking for Ava's missing father. Here, Caitlin Olsen talks about how much she loves this character.
I love that she has an insane IQ, but what I love most is that she doesn't, that's like the least interesting thing about her, in her opinion. She just wants to just be a person in the world, and she loves her kids, and she's sassy, and she doesn't take any crap from anyone. I love everything about her.
New episode of High Potential airs tonight. That's on ABC.
Watch it all the time. She is really good in it. Again, those are, one episode, the mystery, the whole thing. She figures it out. Very satisfying.
Nice. All right, we need to take a break. We have an announcement coming up about an hour from now, and we're excited to share some information with you. So make sure you're with us for that, as well as when we chat with Victor Fiorello, who's going to be here around 8:15. Philadelphia Magazine, they have their Delco Eats Week feature, and it's officially hit. And we will also have author Nicholas Sparks on this morning doing a project with M. Night Shyamalan.
So there's a book and a movie that they've both been working on at the same time.
So we'll get to Nicholas around 9 o'clock. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us, please. It is National Cheesesteak Day. Yes, it is. Got an email that says, "Hey, Preston and Steve Show, happy National Cheesesteak Day from Whizzle Truck. We were at the Camp Out for Hunger last November.
They're great.
And we are just about to hit our 1-year anniversary of being in business. Over 100 events in the area in such a short time. And today we're feeding some well-deserved hungry people at Pico. Couldn't think of a better way to celebrate the day. Sincerely, that is from Chris and the rest of the Whizzle team."
Whizzle faux shizzle.
Faux shizzle, baby. I'm not going to have a cheesesteak today. I'm kind of watching what I'm eating. I'm trying to hit some weight goals. I hit my little goal earlier this week, and I want to hit my medium goal by tomorrow.
So your weekend, though, you give yourself a little latitude.
I think I'm gonna. Weekend I always give myself a latitude. We've got a Pudge's nearby us, which makes a great cheesesteak. So I might go by there and celebrate National Cheesesteak Day a couple of days.
It's been forever since I've had a classic.
Really?
Like a classic cheesesteak that are you can find them anywhere. Here we live in Cheesesteak Central, but.
Yeah.
Calorically, it's always a tough thing to reconcile. But if you're going to go all in on the weekend, you give yourself a bit of a cheat. Yeah. I have to think now where I want to go, what I want to get.
I have a friend who's a member at a golf club, country club called Applebrook, and they make when you go to like an upper level where they use really quality meat and stuff like that, it's to die for. So I'm going to have to dive into one soon.
I don't think about calories ever. Like I really, I don't.
I got you.
But I'll probably do a cheesesteak every probably 5 or 6 weeks or something like that. Yeah, and I have Thunderbird is the place that I go to. That's just
it's a wonderful place, and everyone has a great time. We cut the meat thinly.
It's slightly thinned or thin sliced.
Thinly sliced. No.
Thin slicely.
Thinned slicely.
And our chefs, Ert and Bernie, will take care of it.
No, it's Bernie and Ert.
Bernie and Ert, please.
But there is, right down the street from them is Delco Steaks, and they are making waves in Delaware County as far as cheesesteaks are concerned.
And just because they're so tasty?
Yeah.
They have a wave machine.
They do have a wave machine. No, no. Their approach to the cheesesteak is...
They're redefining it?
No. It's more akin to like your Pat's, Geno's, Jim's. It's
okay.
It's just real good quality stuff.
Sometimes if you just make it in the classic sense, with, as Preston was saying, the best ingredients, you become a thing.
But they're also not far from each other, so you really can't go wrong. But so National Cheese, is it National or is it Philly Cheesesteak Day?
Today's National Cheesesteak Day. That's how it's been quantified. I don't think it's National Philly Cheesesteak Day.
So there'll probably be some sort of ceremony at Arlington or something.
I told you when I see the words Philly cheesesteak, I'm like, that's not the real deal. No. Just immediately I think of that. But whatever.
Yeah. There's a place that Casey's recommended to me that I still haven't been. It's called Nick Filet. I think they have 2 or 3 locations at this point. There's one in Paoli. But I've heard that their cheesesteaks are banging, and they use, Preston, like really good cuts of meat. And it's like a standalone kind of steakhouse. It's not at all like a fancy place. You know, I think the one in Paola used to be like Roy Rogers or something. But anyway, I want to check that out.
Nick, and you just started talking about variation and Wilson's.
Oh man, they were here yesterday.
Yeah,
apparently they stopped by and had some goodies.
Meatless. They're
you like the impossible one. Yeah,
holy effing
it's
hell!
good too. It doesn't taste like a regular cheesesteak. It's something different.
Yeah,
and it's fantastic.
It's funny, Nick. I've recommended Nick-fil-A, but I've never actually been. I've only ridden my bike past
son of a
Wait
bitch.
a minute.
No,
you'll recommend places you've never been to?
No, I didn't actually recommend. I probably just asked if he's ever been because it's Nick.
No, you said it was the best place you'd ever been.
That's
you
a
were like,
lie.
I love it so much.
You will eat nowhere else but this place.
But there's
it
only
looks really good from the outside.
two locations that I know about. One is in Paoli on Route 30, and then there's another one right on Beach Avenue in Cape May.
Now I'm trying to think if I've ever recommended a place I've never been to before to somebody. I'm sure I have at one time. And you need to go there.
Great.
Never been there, but you need to go there.
I did on this show one time.
What
I had
it?
recommended Flex ice cream in the villas. And then somebody was like, you ever been? I'm like, no, I haven't, but my cousins have been there.
My cousins have been there. We don't, we do know.
But I have been there since.
All right.
Okay.
You ever recommend a movie that you haven't seen?
No.
I probably have. But hey, I heard great things.
Yeah. So anyhow, thank you to Wizzles for getting in touch with us this morning. And National Cheesesteak Day. So get out and celebrate and enjoy, if you will.
There's a wealth of places to go to.
We're very lucky. We had the one guy who had rated 1,000 of them. You remember? Took 3 years, something like that, and eventually got through all of them. And I did have the full list printed up here, and I'm like, what am I doing with this? I'm never going to...
What, are you going to will it to your kids?
Yeah, I'm never going to go through this. I eventually threw it away, but there's some good suggestions there.
Well, sometimes I fall, though. Again, it's been years. Well, no, I've had the Wilsons. So that's still a cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I amend my statement.
Yeah.
Speaking of eating, I saw this interesting survey. It was done in the UK, but could definitely be tailored to pretty much anywhere. It's a new survey of 2,000 adults, and they asked them about their secret snacking spots.
Secret snacking spot.
Okay. And so, if you're Kathy, you eat nowhere but the kitchen or the dining room.
Oh, like actual locations in your house?
Yeah.
Right.
Sneaking.
You will not bring food upstairs. You will not hide stuff under the pillow.
No.
No.
Definitely not.
Do you have to? You have to eat in the kitchen?
Wait, but hold on. Why are they secret?
Okay.
Oh, well, go ahead. Explain.
I had a secret snacking spot.
Why?
And I do too.
I'll explain in a little bit. But you go ahead.
Sometimes we won't have sweets in our section of the house, but my mom always does in the basement. So
Okay, so you sneak down there?
I will sneak down there.
Okay, all right,
and it's
all right.
even better if she's not there.
I got it.
Because then I will go absolutely crazy.
Then you can put a bra on.
That's stealing is what that is.
Does she come home and she's like, what happened to my...
No. She has more sweets than she can handle.
Okay,
I mean, she's like a bird anyway.
He's like Norman Bates in the basement.
That's funny.
Casey's there with the wig on, sitting in the rocking chair, eating Charleston chews.
I mean, Kathy, last night, for instance, I finished my dinner. I worked out hard yesterday, okay? I ran. I did a whole bunch of stuff. I earned it. Okay. So I opened my freezer.
Let's neutralize it.
Okay. I opened my freezer, and the ice cream that I was expecting to be there was not there. And we had no other sweets in the house. And so I snuck on down to my mom's, and I grabbed some. And it was like leftover Christmas candy, a cookie or two.
Or two.
Yeah.
Some of her medication.
Just a little bit.
All right, so
she's not going to use all this amoxicillin.
The secret snacking spots, and feel free to share yours if you will, 215-263-WMMR. So there's 20 of them, and number 20 on this list was my secret snacking spot inside a freezer room at work. So when I work...
Oh, my God.
You too?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
At McDonald's.
Yeah, when I worked at York Steakhouse, that was the name of the place. I was the food bar attendant. I've told you guys this before. I would, because I wore an apron. Okay,
Yeah.
and had an apron had pockets on it.
Big pockets.
And I would grab stuff from the food bar and slip it in my
Okay,
pocket.
so it's stuff you shouldn't have been eating.
And then I would go into the freezer and eat it.
No,
That was my secret.
So that's why you
snacking
have
spot.
to sneak.
Yeah, you're hiding.
You're
from one.
hiding.
There's still an
Okay,
application, though, at
Not all
home.
of them. Some of these are other
Okay.
than hiding. But
If you want to hide, if you're going to go, you have something that you want to eat out of your significant other's eyesight,
right,
then that's really what it is.
like in the movie, This is 40.
This is 40.
Remember, he's out over the
With the-
trash
with the
can,
muffins.
Oh, it's what you...
eating
Yeah.
muffins and things like that.
When you have
So she
children,
doesn't know.
When you have children, they are like seagulls, Steve. If a seagull sees another seagull eating a French fry, it flies immediately over there.
Right.
So if you are
don't
eating,
want to share.
if you are eating anything that is slightly delicious and your kids see it, they're like, "Well, what is that? And can I have some?"
By the way, going back to you, Casey, a texter says Casey's mom probably buys extra snacks for him.
Isn't that sweet?
Because
Probably
she
does.
knows he's down there doing
I'm
it.
going to put the rat poison in these.
The walk-in freezer at McDonald's was a really good hiding spot for a number of ideas. One was sneaking food. The other, like if it was just a hot day in the summer,
Yeah.
you could go in there. And the door was so damn heavy that if anybody was ever going to like come in and check in on you, you got a warning. So if
Yeah, you had time.
You had time. So if
Yeah.
you're like shoving, a few extra nuggets down your gullet,
Did it have a release on the inside?
you could,
Okay.
in theory, get locked
Locked in there. Oh, boy.
And so I don't think anybody would ever die inside one of those bad boys, but like you could definitely get locked in because the lock, Steve, was from the outside. So if somebody
Right.
slipped a little pin through
Yeah.
the handle, you could get stuck inside.
He had nuggets in his mouth.
All right, so other secret sneaking snack spots are in the basement, in a closet.
I don't eat in the basement.
Who's going in their closet to eat?
I probably, yes, I guess.
Well,
there are people who will
why?
go. There are people, like Casey said, in some cases, depending on the size of the closet, you don't want to invite the troops to join in. This is my thing. I'm going to eat it by myself, and I don't want to be discovered.
Or if you are sneaking it, there's also another movie scene from Parenthood.
Yeah.
Where Rick Moranis' wife.
Oh, yeah.
He's
very-
very controlling over what they eat, and because we need to stay in shape.
She
and all
can't
this.
stand
And
it.
whenever she would get pissed off, she'd go and she had this shoebox filled with Twinkies and things like that. And she would slip off and go eat them.
Well, there's a mindset too. Like I can, again, I'm not doing it so clandestinely, but I will be in the kitchen and I will move out of the doorway, standing, because if you stand, you can turn around quickly. You can put it in the refrigerator. You can hear someone getting up. Yeah. So you got to stay mobile. You got to stay on your feet and ready to respond. Yeah. And so I'd say right in the kitchen.
Yeah.
On the counter, facing the wall that goes into the den. So it's my clandestine spot. I don't know if it's a secret spot.
So when you're the patriarch of a family and you come home and let's say you've stopped at a McDonald's or a Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, sometimes there is the expectation that, if you stop there, you probably should have gotten us something.
Us.
So us being our children or your spouse or whatever. So I will, a lot of times, finish my food before I even get into the house, and I will sit in the driveway, in the driver's seat of my car, and I will eat my meal, and all of the trash ends up in the trash can.
Yours are funny, Casey.
Well, because then they make you feel guilty, Kat.
You
Like,
did-
you
I
didn't
got
get
you.
me anything. It's like,
I
did not.
Will you call an audible? I always do. I will pick my wife up something all the time, just because if you don't want it, great. But I kind of know what she wants.
I do that too.
And getting the "what about me" treatment is not worth the risk of not getting something.
See, for me, I'm not doing any of this secret eating because I think if it has to be secretive for me, I shouldn't be eating it.
Oh,
So
I'm
like
not-
if I have to hide that I got something.
WMMR.
All right, thank you very much, Marissa. We have Tattoos Day taking place. So if you want to win a Preston and Steve Show themed tattoo, go to WMMR.com, click on the contest page, get signed up. We're going to give that away by the end of the program. You know what I want for you? I want love.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. So I've done some digging around.
I think all you need is a little love.
All we need is love. And I've dug around and I found some articles that might nudge you in the right direction or give you some direction.
In stressful times, in times like this, where the teams may not playing, to know that you have something, you have love in your life, you have something to love, it'll help you get through.
Yeah.
So I think we need this now more than ever.
Yeah. Anybody find me somebody to love.
Can anybody?
So there was something I had never heard of before, and it's called lamp theory. You guys ever heard that term before?
I like lamp.
Lamp theory. I love lamp. So
I guess that's your theory.
the fact that the more established you are in life, the harder it is to find a partner is part of the lamp theory.
Well, I think that would be you have things, you know what you like, you know what you don't like. I think in a way it might do the opposite. It might help you hone in on the kind of person that you're looking for.
So according to the term lamp theory, finding the right partner is a lot like finding a good lamp. This is according to the author of this. The idea originated with a British journalist named Louise Perry, and she says that finding a good partner is like finding a good lamp. She said when you're furnishing your first apartment, you don't really have that many standards for the lamp. Besides, it provides light and doesn't cost too much. You'll probably buy the first one you see and build the rest of your apartment around it. And this is a direct metaphor for your love life. When you are young, you're also not as likely to be extremely picky about your partner. You're still relatively new to romance, and you haven't learned what's most important to you yet in a partner, so you're willing to give more people a chance. And finding love gets harder as you get older because you become more picky. Voss had said, and this is according to Ali Voss, a TikToker who offers relationship advice and so on. I said, fast forward, though, if you spend 10 years curating an aesthetic, building your house, completely curating everything that's going on there, it's going to be a lot harder to find a lamp that fits into what you've built in your house.
Yeah. I can kind of see it. I can see it both ways.
She says because now it really does matter what the lamp looks like. Now there's a lot more in your life and in your home that can clash with it.
I think also, though, the older you get, the more your eyes fail you and you don't need light as much.
Ah, okay.
So, there you go.
So it's exactly what it's like when you're looking for a partner when you're older, especially with successful women, she said. You're trying to find someone more successful than yourself, which just gets harder the higher and higher up you go. Is that true? Are most women looking for a man who is more, quote unquote, successful than they are?
We've talked about this, and we've talked about surveys of women over the course of years. And while it might not be, 90%, yes, I remember in those surveys, at least to my recollection, that it seemed to be something that would be nice, but not a mandatory.
I can only speak from my own personal experience as a guy who wasn't good enough for women at a time in my life. But, there was a girl that I dated when I was 18 years old. And when it ended, I was like, wait, why? We have no problems whatsoever.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it kind of for me, it came out of left field. But
What'd she tell you?
Really what it boiled down to is she didn't trust that I was going to, be able to provide for her.
That you were going anywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it more specifically that you appeared to not have goals, or was it or just
no?
at that point you were not
specifically that I wasn't serious enough for her.
Okay.
Not like our relationship wasn't serious, but I wasn't serious enough as a person.
Did you cry into your cow costume?
I cried, dude. I know.
Cow costume.
Honestly, it broke my heart. It
no one wants to hear
shattered my
that.
heart. Yeah.
So question, did that have to do with your future plans?
Yeah.
Goal-oriented and career-oriented, things like that.
She was very rigid, like a good student and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
And I wasn't at that time a great student. I actually never was a great student. But but it ended up suiting me. I mean, here I am, 30 years later, and had so far a pretty successful career.
Yeah, right.
But at that time, she's like, this dude is a clown,
right?
And I don't need a clown in my life. I need somebody who is going to be.
She needs a ringmaster.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to pinpoint and say this exactly for all women. They want somebody more successful or not.
Right.
You can't say that.
Yeah.
I will say that some women who do, you want someone who challenges you, right? That might be you want somebody on the same level, maybe somebody who even exceeds, who can help you grow and things like that. But because it's kind of a hot button topic that we've been talking about and things that women get approached, like the idea of a woman being more successful than her partner is one of those stigmas that's like very hard for people. The same way of like, so asking a woman who just got married when she's going to have a child,
right?
You're kind of like, oh, you make more money than that person. They're like these silly
You
stigmas
think it's
that
harder
still exist.
for the guy, like a guy might be intimidated? Is that what you're?
No, not at all. No. Well, that's a whole nother part of it, actually. I think that like a lot of women might just look for someone. If you are a successful woman, you're looking for someone who challenges you and will help you grow in that.
I remember years ago. Go ahead, Russ.
What if they challenge you to a farting contest? Is that
and then there's women that like that.
Okay.
It's like you might have such a stressful job.
Yeah.
I know I thought you were a clown, but I rethought things. And no one farted like you did.
Maybe your guy is at home or your person is at home and can just juggle and make you giggle, and that's what they like, you know?
That's an important thing. I'll tell you this. I remember clearly, Preston, years ago when I was initially started dating and I had my car and I pulled up to this girl who apparently was into me, but when she saw the car, I could tell it was over. It was done.
Yeah.
I was just not the right stuff.
I was at a friend's house and there were people there I did not know. I was meeting them that night. And this girl walks in and she goes, "Oh, I'm dating this guy, but I don't know if I can. He's a squash coach."
Okay.
That was his job?
That was his job. And my friend and I were like, huh? And we were like, first off, that means that this guy is in some of the poshest places working with some of the most elite people.
Yeah.
So like great opportunity. And like you never know what's going to come of that. But she was like, I mean, I would really have to change the way that I live because he couldn't take care of me.
But Marissa, I would
And
hazard a
that's-
guess that there are people you see it all the time, that there are people in these reality shows, not that they're a barometer of what really is real, but the people will put a lot of weight on stuff like that and not think the way you're thinking. Like, well, if the person has a career that they love and they enjoy doing that and they make enough money and they're, they have goals, that's fine.
I honestly didn't even know you could train vegetables because
That's what he does. Yeah.
It's very specific.
Yeah, that's a niche career.
They sell those little molds that you can put on it so it like turns into like a Frankenstein head.
Gotcha.
You really have to pay attention to it though.
So this with the whole trying to find someone at a later date in your life, and it says here that women, according to this article, it says especially with successful women, you're trying to find someone more successful than yourself. Unfortunately, to a lot of people to settle, according to this article, this is something that Voss had almost seemed to encourage, as she said. That you may want to make some changes to your house to fit around a good lamp.
What lamp company is funding her?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Big lamp.
Yes, yeah.
However, just like you're bound to find the perfect lamp that fits right into your home someday, you'll find that right partner too. But I don't know what you're supposed to get out of this other than it's
a new lamp,
a metaphor.
Or maybe recognizing that if you are a little bit older, you are set in your ways and perhaps you seeking a partner who might change your ways is not the best idea.
Nick,
I have a friend who's older. He's probably late 60s, early 70s at this point, and he always pines for love. And he talks about it in ways that I think that he actually wants it. I also know he is so set in his ways that if you were to take on a partner at this point, that partner would have to completely
adapt to him
to everything that this guy does. And it's just like, that's okay. That's not a judgment thing, but recognize that about yourself.
Yeah, be aware of that. I would say this, throughout the years that we did our Painfully Single mixers, one of the things, the advice that I would most often dispense would be to think outside the box. Stop the ritual of what you're sticking to, exactly what you look for every time, and consider other options. So that was all across all different age groups. If you are intractably set, and there, as you said, Nick, if that's what makes you happy in life, then
go for it.
Then take the time to find someone who is a match for that. But if you're having real trouble, maybe bend a little bit.
So, according to this article, they say that many people are looking for someone who's emotionally pure when they're dating. They don't want the baggage that comes with someone who has a past, which includes pretty much everyone. But people who have lived more life are going to have. They're going to have been through more and experienced more. The trick is to not run from these people, The older you get, the more life you've lived too. Instead, you have to find someone whose life and experiences fit in with your aesthetic you've curated. It says it may take a little more time.
I play squash.
But they're out there. So it's tough, man.
It is tough wherever you go. We were talking to Matt McCusker yesterday about the about the apps and Tinder and all that stuff. And everyone tries in different ways. And I had read an article where the old school approach of going out to a bar, going to social events,
right?
The way, is actually getting more traction. There's no hard and fast to it, though.
I don't think that would be, if I were out there in the dating pool, I think I would be all over the app thing. Now, I haven't dabbled in that because I don't know what's out there, although I have seen people who have become single and who have sent me screenshots of, look at this, and here's what I'm dealing with.
Oh, what they're seeing, yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, you've got to sift through all that and eventually find, hopefully, something that works. But I mean, that is a larger pool to as opposed to just meeting through personal interactions.
For me, the attraction is you can shear off things immediately. Yeah. I don't want a serial killer. I don't want
right.
But you can actually tailor it a little bit more so that you're starting a few levels deeper.
I mean, honestly, you don't necessarily have to go and do it through Tinder and stuff like that. There are like
the DMV.
No, listen, if you have like hobbies, right? Something that is what you consider to be like who you are. Right. Like, there are groups that you can be a part of, right? Like hiking clubs, or cycling clubs, or
always a good idea.
Squash clubs.
Yeah.
Well, that's why Instagram sort of becomes a de facto dating app some of the time, because like you have in theory common interests with those people if you're following them or they're following you, and so you can just end up chatting with those people. And Instagram is not designed to be a dating app, but it can certainly be one.
You've already cut to the chase a little bit.
Yeah.
And for all we know, the squash world could be filled with lots of loving, wonderful nymphos.
Squash draws nymphos.
Yeah. Have we looked into this yet? I don't think so. And maybe we should. Maybe we're overlooking something. All right. So we're going to move on to another thing. All right, so here is an article about the right amount of cyber stalking to do before a first date. According to most dating and relationship experts, less is more is the right approach.
Stop at the point before the FBI gets involved.
You want to do enough research to feel safe going out with a person without going too far down the rabbit hole into your date's past. Experts say this is how to decide on the right amount of pre-first date research.
So again, we're antiques in this realm as well, Preston.
Yeah.
We predate all of this, and we're happily involved with the people that we're with, before a lot of this. I don't know if I'd be drawn to do a thorough background check on.
I don't know either. I don't know.
And I almost might even think of it as a little invasive.
Versus over there smiling and nodding. She's like, yes, you would. You totally would.
It's so easy now. If you're good at it, it's so easy to find out stuff about people.
Yeah.
But consciously, I might stop myself and go, I don't want to know all that before.
How
going
much of
in.
that would be predicated in mutual destructive capability?
Yeah.
Like were they to do a background check on you? You're going to take.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to take the. We'll agree. I think a little bit checking an Instagram account, looking at some pictures, perhaps, but doing a deeper dive.
Yeah.
I think there's rules to it. It's like if you're not going to do it, at least a friend of yours is going to do it.
Yep.
But it's also an unspoken rule that you don't talk about it on the date.
Like
Fight Club, yeah.
Yeah, it's Fight Club.
Yeah.
I know the stuff about you, but I'm not going to ask about that random job that's on your LinkedIn page.
So here are the suggestions. Number one, focus on sensible cyber stalking. Yeah. It's normal to be curious about your date, so start with verifying what you already know about them. Confirm they work where they say they do.
Yeah.
By checking out, like Marissa said, their LinkedIn.
Talk to their bosses, have lunch with their exes.
And get a feel for their personality by scrolling through their Instagram.
Contact 23andMe.
All right, here's when it becomes overkill. Things like running a paid background check.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
That's too much.
Or combing their social media profiles to do a deep dive into their past and looking at their exes' tagged photos are definitely too much.
I mean,
So it's
wouldn't that be
not combing, but a light flyover is fine, right?
No, but if you found out that they went all to those levels, wouldn't that be a turnoff for you?
Yes, I would find that too invasive.
Yeah, I'm curious how that would play out. So this is a little bit of a different story, but my cousin, his dad, who is my uncle, So my cousin was engaged to this girl, and she told my uncle, "Hey, I looked you up and did a little research on you," and he was thoroughly offended by that.
Yeah,
absolutely 100% offended by that. So some people can take it the wrong way.
And,
you're diving into my past.
You don't play squash.
Yeah.
Well, also,
What's that all about?
Why are you doing that for me? I'm not dating you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, she was about to get to marry into this family, and she just wanted to know a little bit more.
Now, there's some
background,
cases like where if you're coming from that it might be expected if you're coming from a wealthy family and someone is dating into the you might get background checked.
Right. Speaking of that, this article lists check for red flags. Not having an online footprint is a major one. Even if they don't like social media, most people have a LinkedIn profile. If they don't and you feel like something is off, you may want to reconsider meeting up in person.
Preston, what if the person literally walks around with a red flag?
Oh, my God.
That to me is a red flag.
Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? You show up to your first date and you literally have a red flag with
I'm
you.
seeing some red flags.
That'd be perfect. That's a good icebreaker,
Yeah, do
actually.
that.
Hey,
Yeah.
I got a red flag here
Actually,
for
I
you.
have some red flags. Here's one for you.
ooh, thanks.
And then finally, it says, don't over-prepare. This is a date, not a job interview, so don't spoil the genuine way that you get to know someone by researching more than you need to do. That's where it would be difficult to stop yourself, as if you started, you know what I mean? And then you go, I only go this far, and then I need to stop.
It can be seductive.
Yeah.
I mean, also, I'm going to draw a weird parallel here. But when I was getting my first TV, like smart TV, I had done so much research that I basically kind of talked myself out of it. You know what I mean? Like I had done so much research that I
know exactly what you're talking about. So, and it was actually Lauren Pierno who is, we all know Lauren.
Yeah.
And she's helping, with working with Mr. Contractor and designing all the stuff at the house.
Yeah.
She's brilliant. She's doing great work. And she introduced a concept that I really think is true to us as we're trying to select things. She says, sometimes too many options is just as bad as having not enough. And that is the truth.
Sure.
Yeah.
It can make it even more difficult. All right, so just keep that in mind. If you're going on a first date, somebody you don't know, dig a little bit, but don't dig way too deep. But you do need to look for red flags. And if you're going on a first date, bring a red flag with you.
Yeah. And a gun.
I don't know about that. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Now, let's say things advance to discussing matrimony. This is interesting, and I think this is smart. This is from a relationship expert, Tara Caffell, who has come up with the 10 things to discuss before you get married.
So we are at the point now where we're actually honing in on marriage, or we're discussing whether or not we go to the next step of considering marriage.
This is considering marriage, and maybe I don't know if you've already gotten engaged or not, but if you're starting to talk about marriage, you also need to talk about these other things.
When did the topic or this notion of marriage start to insinuate itself into your relationship with Rochelle?
Good question.
I think we were about
2 years?
2 years.
Yeah, about that. Something like that.
Yeah.
Is when we started.
That's
really...
when I proposed to Rochelle.
Oh, okay.
No.
Thank God she said no.
Said no.
So it was a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then it started to surface slowly.
Right. Yeah.
So here are the things you need to be absolutely transparent about and have conversations about. So some of these are obvious ones, like money. Have an open, honest conversation about money, your uses for it, how you like to save and spend, your financial goals for the future. No answers are wrong, but it's important to avoid surprises and conflict down the road. So you got to talk about money.
I can see that. I mean, certainly that you don't. You might as well get that out of the way, because that again will be a landmine if you come across something that you hadn't discussed before.
Yeah, because somebody might have a plan on not working full-time all the time and maybe just part-time, or is there going to be, so this is a discussion you need to have.
I'm getting rid of one of my shifts at the squash court.
Are you going to share your finances eventually? I mean, or are you going to have separate accounts? These are things to talk about.
Where they get married and they haven't discussed that, and one of the partners wants to keep their own
Yeah, their own
separate
bank account.
Now, that may be fine if you've discussed that ahead of time,
Right. Yep.
but you whip that on someone at the last minute, that
Yep.
can be seen as a, hey, why is that?
Talk about it. Here's another one. Sex. You need to have a discussion about sex. There might be different expectations.
Where do I put this?
On how much of it is being had or isn't. The important thing is to talk about how much sex you'd each ideally like to be having, as well as any other desires, fantasies, or other things that you like or don't like to experience in your shared
Wear
sex
this
life.
turban.
I just think of the Jack McBriar's character in Forgetting Sarah Marshall because, they had never done it before.
Yes. Oh, my God.
No.
But listen, and sex is one of those conversations that at first it's a little difficult, but once you start to talk about it, it's the best thing you can
Especially
do.
if one of your parents is there.
Love languages. Discuss how each of you gives and receives love. If there is a difference, and there is likely to be, partners may end up feeling unloved or underappreciated if they don't speak of each other's love language, or they don't speak each other's love languages. So I need to go back into that concept of love languages. There's 7 of them, I think.
Yes. One is Pig Latin.
No, it's Uye, Uday, Uday, Uye.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that other language we were talking about where...
I know what you're talking
it's
about.
get bibbidi.
Oh, yeah. Skibbity or whatever it is. I know what you're talking about. You could say ukfe on the air, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not a real word.
Yeah.
So, okay, just curious about that.
You can say nuck and futz.
So intimacy is another thing.
Right.
Beyond sex, intimacy is a real foundation of successful relationship. This is the vulnerable stuff, and it may take some bravery to open up. If you're both willing to deepen your connection, your relationship will only continue to bloom. What's the difference between intimacy and sex?
So I think there are...
Snuggling?
Well, even things that transcend being in communication, and I think, for as many years as Claire and I have been together, you always learn different ways to... I think we hit another level of intimacy where we understand, we both want exactly the same end result. We love each other dearly. But there are certain things that we can do that in the way we approach things, and there's slight modifications that are going to make each other feel better. What it really comes down to, I think, for us, a level of intimacy is feeling safe to say, this may seem trivial, but when you did that, and also not bristling immediately when that's brought to you.
I was thinking like pooping with the bathroom door open.
Yeah.
That's an intimate relationship.
Pooping in the living room.
Yeah. You shouldn't do... Wow.
I would say intimacy is more about like connection than it is about sex.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right. So there's also, you need to talk about your general plans for the future as well.
I want to be a general.
How might you support one another in going after your goals? It's okay not to be on identical paths, but it's important to identify commonalities and areas that you can work on as a team to achieve both your shared and individual goals.
I
How many puppets do you want?
really even thought about my future at all until maybe recently,
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I just like longevity and, how I would want to. Yeah.
Does Diane think more in that direction? Because Rochelle is the future thinker for us, and it got me especially down the path of saving for the future. The plans at each chapter of our lives as far as where we want to live, how we want to live, and things like that. And I'm like,
so, yeah.
which is great because it's been an awesome structure for me to fall in line with. So
And she brought you around to that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes, absolutely. We're going to build a squash court.
Yes,
at our house.
absolutely.
Wow, I know an
Yeah.
instructor for you, bro.
Okay, very good.
And I want you to call me General.
Number 6 on this list of discussions you should have before getting married.
Right.
Children, obviously. What are your plans? This can be make or break, without question. And you may as well get to this now before you.
You won't regret.
No.
Find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
if
listen,
you want to be the Von Trapp family.
I knew that I wanted to have kids, right? But I also never really thought about
Cuban kids.
Well, no, but what happened? So, I was just talking to a friend who I didn't know that her 6-year-old son is, low functioning with autism.
Right.
And in my mind, I'm like, I don't know how you do that as a parent. That's got to be,
A lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
It's a massive commitment.
Yeah. And I already know, how much work kids are.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? But I never even thought of stuff like that, you know,
Right.
and then opening up my life and my world to that type of living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, these are discussions you need to
And these
have.
are the realities of
I need time for squash.
Yeah.
All right, here's another one. Number 7 says expectations of family relationships. Says getting married means that you're blending two families along with their traditions, expectations, and dynamics. So it's important to talk about this ahead of time. Define how your new family will celebrate holidays, how you will choose to spend that time, and recognize that you are now a team and a family unit of your own. So you got to talk about, because that doesn't always work out.
Did you ever negotiate? I'm sure during your dating period in your lives, negotiating that holiday thing. Like, who are we going to go?
Yeah, what families?
And then-
who are we going to go see? Who are we going
Yes.
to spend time with? I was unique because I moved and we moved away from all of
So
our
you
families, so
didn't
we
have
never
that, yeah.
had to navigate that. But that can be stressful, especially around
Yeah.
holidays
Who
when
would
you
you-
need to spend equal time with all these family members.
And you can ruffle feathers, by, you and piss off people.
Oh,
No,
most
yeah.
definitely. We had there were a lot of, when I was a kid growing up, a lot of the big family arguments were because somebody didn't show up to this or we weren't invited
Christmas
to that.
breakfast.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Right?
Yep.
Go to hell.
All right, so 3 more left. Number 8 is fidelity. And it says it's a really important topic. Even if couples agree that they'll be monogamous, there may be varying ideas about what that actually looks like. Is one partner expecting their spouse will never again speak to a member of the opposite sex, or is it okay to maintain friendships with exes? Talk about this beforehand. Okay.
Yeah, I can see. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, especially
I mean,
if it's like talking to exes and
right,
things like
right.
that. Yeah.
Having sex with exes.
All right, this is important. I think number 9 on this is you need to talk about fighting, because every couple
fight you.
are gonna get into a squabble.
I want to fight you.
At some time or another. It's common, but
it's not the end of the world.
no, exactly.
Unless it's OJ.
Yeah. So with this inevitability, it'll serve you well to talk about how you each approach conflict. This means designing how you'll approach conflict and deciding on some strategies to
Get away from me.
employ that work for you.
Get away from me.
For instance,
Frank Rizzo, marriage counselor.
oh my God, it
What are
doesn't.
you, a jerk off?
It says it doesn't work for all couples to rush to resolve their conflicts in order to, quote, not go to bed angry. I just read another article recently that's an old saying.
No.
And people had lived by it, and it's not necessarily the right thing. Sometimes you need to agree to table this, but you should put time aside. Listen, we got to pick this up tomorrow.
Yeah.
And let's meet at so-and-so and do it then.
Well,
it'll
what are we
give you
fighting
time.
for? We're friends.
It'll think about how you want to handle it.
Well, also, perhaps everything started when it was stormy outside, and you wake up the next morning and the birds are chirping and the sun is out, and you're like, oh, yeah, there's a different frame of mind now. Let's approach it now.
Yep.
Let it breathe sometimes. I also am a big fan, though, of not leaving the proverbial landmines, like little things, just let them accumulate. So you fight,
yeah.
you fight about something that really doesn't have a lot to do with the other things, but they get pulled into it, and now it's this big blow up.
Yep.
It's like tapping that steam valve every once in a while to make sure everything is good.
So this would be an interesting discussion to have with somebody that you're going to get married to. But if you haven't, had real arguments yet, you may want to say, listen, at some point, if we're together in the long haul, we're going to fight. I want to fight you.
I'll fight you.
But maybe discuss how you want to go about that. If you find yourself in a conflict, let's agree to take a break, come back to it. Something like
First,
that.
I don't want to talk to you.
First, I want to fight you, and then I want to kiss you.
Yeah. I mean, it's a love-hate thing.
Yeah.
Without question.
I want to kiss you.
All right, and then the last thing on this list is you should have discussions about end of life.
Yes, I'm going to kill you. I'm going
With
to
a squash racket.
your ass with a squash racket.
It says it's really never too early to learn about your partner's preferences for care if they were very ill.
How do you want me to kill you?
Motherfucker, you understand me?
This is something you speak about with your entire family, actually, and it
How
provides.
should I kill her?
It provides more peace of mind as the sickness and health part of the vows eventually becomes a reality.
We've talked. I mean, for all the relationship we've talked about, at least in a less formal, amorphous way, about plans. Now we certainly know, we both know specifically, how it's to be.
This is all well and good too, but sometimes you change your mind. Like I still don't know how I want to be laid to rest.
Okay.
I still have no idea.
And it's okay.
Last year I learned about the burial at sea. I was like, well, that's kind of interesting.
Do you have any? Would Diane, if we were to ask Diane how you want to be buried or how you want to pass
She
into
has
the?
no idea.
Okay.
Wow.
It might be.
How do you want to die?
Yeah.
2 chicks at the same time? No, I have no idea. I mean,
Well,
I would prefer that it be quick and painless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, so you guys don't have a will or anything like that?
Nah.
Wow. Wow.
No, I feel like that just invites death.
It does not.
Yeah, sure it does.
You pussy. God. Listen.
It prevents death.
For your kids do
Oh,
it.
is that right?
Exactly.
It prevents death.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See, I went to all this trouble, and now I'm not dying.
I wasted all this
How
money.
about all this?
I'll tell you this. I've seen my father's will laid out with a level of specificity that made everything that, for us, the survivors.
Yeah, don't do it for your...
It was effortless. It was unbelievably.
Yeah, it's for your kids.
Now Sheila, my stepmom, was instrumental in executing everything, but everything was spelled out. What was wanted, and that made it. You weren't hand wringing, and I hope this is what he would have wanted. We knew exactly what my dad wanted.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what I want.
Right.
Why would I put?
Then just
anything-
copy my dad's list.
Okay. Yeah.
No, sit down. There are people that help you plan this, estate planners, and they'll have options for you to choose from. And if you see something, if you don't see anything you like, then don't do it.
Okay.
But at least look at the options and go, all right, that's a good idea.
All right, hand grenade.
So maybe a good hand grenade.
Yeah.
In the mouth. All right. Well, anyhow, I thought that was a really interesting article.
It is good.
Worth passing along for you, Dr. Love. And we're gonna wrap this. We got to wrap this segment up because we have an announcement coming up, and we have the bizarre file. A little bit after that, our friend Victor Fiorello is stopping in. It is Delco Eats Week, and he's going to give us a skinny on all that. And then later on, we're going to have author Nicholas Sparks on the program. Be back in a moment. Stay with us.
And I can't share it, then I shouldn't have.
It's not that I'm hiding that I got something. It's that I'm hiding that I didn't get you something.
We also talked about this. Also is germane to the notion of creative eating, to hide your eat. So I will never in an ice cream pint. I will never scoop out. I will shave off top layers so that optically from the top
stays flat.
Even and if it's split like parts chocolate, parts vanilla, I will reconstitute the line so you can't quite tell.
By the way, Casey, I know for sure there are people that do exactly what you do, that eat every last crumb, clean it up, finish, make sure there is no evidence left over that I stopped anywhere on the way home.
Oh, and it's even better if you can crumple your bag up into a tiny little ball. And the top trash bag in the trash can has a little bit of an opening that you can squeeze
Cram it in there. They'll never know.
They'll
Who's
never
going to go digging around in that trash?
If
to
you
find
can
that?
crunch it up big enough to put it in a cup.
Yeah.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
And then crumple
I
the
was just
cup.
drinking. What, I can't drink?
Yeah. Let me go to some calls. I'll come back to this list, but it's secret snacking spots, and I have Brittany who wants to chime in. Hi, Brittany. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey,
Good
what's
morning,
up, Brittany?
So I had a secret snacking spot until about 3:30 this morning.
Oh,
I have a drawer underneath my bed.
okay.
That's meant for clothing. So, but I have some clothes in there, but I also have some snacks. Well, it was about 3:30. I heard some crinkling, and it turned out to be a mouse.
A mouse was in your snack stash.
I heard it.
No food upstairs.
Food in the bedroom.
So I got up at 3:30. I took all the snacks downstairs. I put them in a bag, put them in the fridge, and I threw out any trash. And I vowed to not do it again.
No. All right. Well, I could see that. I could see that being the end of that for you. But
That is. Yep, that's the
but
end.
maybe like putting it in an airtight container, or
You
like
ha- you have to be-
something like
yes.
that.
No.
She's out. Brittany's out.
That's it. It's done.
By the way, the number one place on this list that people have their secret snacking spot is in bed. So that's where people like to do that.
So a lot of times, if you're up in bed, you don't want to at night. You don't want to take the walk down to the kitchen and get stuff. So I bought Claire a mini fridge for she's on another floor in the house. She never uses it, so it's one of those things. You don't want to get out of bed. And I kind of subscribe to your notion, Kathy, too. It's good to have that distance to stop you from going and getting it,
Will she eat in bed?
No, really. She will eat before she goes.
Because
I'll find rappers, like, if it's been a particularly candy night.
I love bed and I love food, but I don't like the two of them at the same time. And I need separation. I don't like getting crumbs in bed, and then you roll over them.
There's one thing I can eat in bed, which is the Hers pretzels.
Yeah.
Because the opening of the bag is big enough that you could eat over it.
You can eat over it?
Yeah. But then also, the secret for eating in bed with things that have crumbs is make sure that they're all bite-sized. So you're not actually biting into something.
So that you're
it
creating-
all
Yes.
goes into your mouth.
Do you know it's a good height too, Preston? And I do it at home. I keep rotisserie chickens on my lathe.
Your lathe.
Right.
Yeah, so
Smart.
Rochelle and I will eat in bed sometimes if we're like watching a movie or something like that. I'll bring up like cheese and grapes and crackers and things like that.
Look at you.
Yeah, I like to make it nice.
A charcuterie board made out of a pillow.
Maybe a little hummus.
Brittany's
like that.
story is probably the exact reason that I don't want any
The
food.
mouse?
Yeah, just like mouse. I have a friend who used to eat in bed, and I guess crumbs got on the floor, and he literally woke up in the middle of the night to ants crawling all over him.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
All right. Let me go to Megan. Hey, Megan, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Megan. Do you have a little secret snacking spot?
Yeah, so years ago when I used to work at Wawa, we would have so much spoilage that we threw away. So I would sneak some of the food and run back to the dish room and eat it.
In the dish room. What's the dish room at Wawa, by the
In the
way?
dish room at Wawa,
What is the dish room? I'm not familiar.
So basically, back behind the deli, we have an area where we wash all the dishes that we use.
Okay. All right.
So yeah,
And so you would slip back there. Would you do it? Would you be kind of hiding? And did anybody ever catch you with your mouth full?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
If you work in a place though that happens to have as you say, Casey,
Megan.
mouth, small, biteable nuggets.
Yeah.
Dunkin' was great because the nuggets,
The donut holes.
you can pop those nuggets. Close your mouth. You can have 2 or 3 of them, and
The munchkins.
Don't you know though? When you're done chewing, you think they probably don't know. They know. They know you've eaten something.
Yeah, I just got a text from my friend Jen from college. She just said, I literally rolled over onto a honeycomb this morning.
Let's go to Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Lisa. All right, so your secret snacking spot.
Okay, so I used to work in a diner, and sometimes the cook would give me a scallop or a shrimp, and of course it would be too hot to eat, and you'd be busy. So I would put it in a souffle cup with a lid, put it in my apron, and I would eat it in 10 minutes when it was cool.
so to the outward appearance, you would just simply be drinking out of a cup, but you're actually eating shrimp.
Actually eating shrimp or scallops.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to imagine that there's nothing
hors
better
d'oeuvre.
than diner shrimp.
Yeah, diner scouts is probably better.
I got to deter these things.
Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate it. I will, when I go to the grocery store, I do this now, and I always felt kind of guilty about it, but grapes are a crapshoot, man. Sometimes you get them, and you take them home, and you eat it, and you're like, oh,
What the hell?
this batch sucks.
Why am I alive?
Well, they're sour.
Yes,
And
I hate that.
I do too. So I will put the grapes in my cart.
Give it a little taste.
I will be walking through shopping, and when I'm alone, I'll snag one of those bad boys and take a quick
Just
bite.
one?
Just one.
Okay.
Listen,
What, like a fistful of grapes?
No, I just wasn't sure.
that
if
was
you
a great
snacked
movie,
on
by the
them.
way. Fistful of Grapes for Clint Eastwood.
And I feel kind of bad because grapes are sold by weight.
I wasn't sure if they were sold
They
by
are.
the bag.
They're
Okay.
sold by weight. So if I sit there and ate a bunch, I'm stealing
Is
at that
it
point.
inappropriate? I don't think it is. If you're in the produce section and you take one grape to sample, I've seen people do that.
I'm sure people do it all.
I
the
don't think
time.
that's frowned upon, is it?
I don't know.
Is it?
I'm not going to find out.
If you're in the meat section, can you cook a piece of meat over a lighter just to see how good it is?
I don't want to get banned from my grocery store, so I hide it while I'm doing it.
Yeah, I can't imagine. You think somebody would say something to you if they saw you eating a grape?
Especially your big celebrity.
Sir, don't eat the produce. Let me go to...
Mr. Elliott, I didn't recognize you.
Let me go to Colton. Hey, Colton, good morning.
Good morning, Ed.
Good morning, my man. All right, so secret snacking spot.
Well, I mean, I think every guy has it at least. I mean, I'm a car guy. I'm a garage guy. I mean, everybody's got the garage. Everybody's got the beer fridge. I mean, you just, hey, I got to go do this. Like last night's garbage night.
Yep.
You go out, you're doing garbage. You have a beer while you're out doing garbage because you know you're not going to get interrupted while you're in the garage.
Yes.
So it's just a nice place to have, that one beer that you got to have at night or whatever, and you're not interrupted while you're doing it.
Yeah, so you do it. You pick your area. You come up with your cover story. I'm going to go polish this turkey in the garage.
Colton, are you slamming that beer while you're out there?
No, I mean, that's why you have to make up a good enough backstory that, hey, I'm going to be out there for like 15, 20 minutes or so. Like, it can't just be like, hey, I'm going to go grab a 9mm wrench and come back.
Well, you said take out the garbage. Taking out the garbage takes about 30 seconds for me, so.
Well, no, because I have a garage can that I have to do. I have recycles that I got to. So there's.
I'm going to straighten up a little while I'm out there. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
I'm going to rotate the half and half.
All right, that's a good one. The garage, definitely. All right, thank you, Colton. Appreciate it. Let me go through a few others. We got tons of calls here, so. Other ones are, like I said, in a closet, a public toilet.
No.
Oh, dear
Yeah, that's
God.
like or a brothel or an alleyway with junkies.
In a child's playhouse.
Just any random child?
I don't know. A public changing room.
No, what the hell?
In a swimming pool. I mean, I don't mind that if I'm at a pool party or something like that.
But to me, that'd be very obvious if you're going into the pool with a turkey leg.
Yeah, exactly. Up in the attic.
Okay.
In the laundry room. In a hot tub. Some of these aren't secret snacking spots.
No.
Like you said, Steve. That's
you want to be out of the line of sight.
All right, how about this? During exercise.
What?
No.
Occasionally, I'll put cheese wheels on my bar instead of plates.
I can't eat during exercise.
No, me either.
Breathing too
Oh,
much.
it's very easy.
I don't like to eat right before exercise.
No, me neither.
either.
When you guys are curling, you don't eat French soup?
No, well, maybe I should try because I do like that.
In a storage room at work. All right, I can see that. Yeah.
So that was again that ended up being on a number of occasions where I'd go to the storage room. There's nobody back there.
You ever take a nap in a storage room?
No.
Yeah,
I don't know.
me neither.
In an elevator. Okay. I don't.
Just go up and down.
Get a high rise.
Just eating a salad in the elevator.
It's like a magic trick. Well, I'm going to make this meal disappear.
On the toilet is another one.
No.
A public stairwell. Why would you? Okay, I don't know.
I guess just to hide.
Yeah, if you're hiding in like the basement, then like a stairwell, I could see.
People used to smoke in the stairwells here. You know, you'd walk in.
Did they?
Yeah. You could walk in there and smell the cigarette smoke.
If you go with someone else, you could have them get at the top of the stairs and roll M&Ms down into your mouth.
That's true.
All right, then you have the shed, it says. I can see that.
A shed is a good one.
Yep, that's a really good secret spot.
Septic tank.
In the bathtub. Which is
I'm not a fan of that.
Like if Rochelle takes baths quite a bit, and I will bring her up a little, little something nice.
Spaghetti.
Some spaghetti. Yeah. Some buffalo wings.
Here, I brought you some hobo stew. It's your favorite, isn't it?
On the stairs, just at your house, sitting on the stairs. I can see that.
Yeah.
That's my favorite spot for soup.
And then number 2 on this list, this is Casey. It says while driving. I think just in the car.
Yeah.
In general I think that's got to be one of the big sneaking food spots.
You have a delineation though. Parked and driving.
Right.
What is your driving food? Your number one driving food?
Oh.
I think you know what that has become for me is a like a burrito supreme.
It stays contained.
It stays contained.
Yep.
Not messy. One hand, easy
Absolutely.
to eat. Burgers are pretty simple too, as long as they're not. Like you're not getting like a loaded burger with tons of stuff on it.
Right.
Yeah. Fries are good.
Like a McDonald's cheeseburger. Pretty damn simple.
Shish
very,
kebab.
very easy to eat while you're while you're on the road.
Yeah, all of that contained, ready to go. French fries, easy.
Yep.
Get all that stuff.
Let me see here.
Baked Alaska.
I'm going to go to some more calls here. Let's go to Mike. Hey, Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Ed. How are you?
Good morning, Ed, buddy. We're good. So, secret snacking spot for you?
I am currently 54 years old. It took me 45 years to figure out that the kitchen sink will disguise sounds of wrappers being opened.
Oh, okay.
Handy stuff like that. If you stand there and run the water, it will disguise many of those sounds, and nobody else.
I think you're talking my realm, because you go in the kitchen, you position yourself in a way you can cover the sounds. You can make, like, again, for me, it's a combination of that, hiding the sounds, and then also how you cut that piece of cake so it doesn't look like any cake.
Absolutely.
How you scoop the ice cream, all of that, how you rebuild the pile of French fries.
Right.
All of that stuff is critical.
Well done, Mike. Thank you. By the way, which leads me to the why are you hiding what you're eating? And on rare occasions, it will be I'm eating. Now, this is just at home. I wouldn't do this at work, but eating someone else's food, someone else's leftovers, and look at it and go, I think begging for forgiveness would be worth eating this. I didn't know it was yours. I didn't mean to. I'll get you some more. I have done that. What?
I don't do
WMMR.
So I'm going to tease something right now. We're going to give you the bizarre file, and then at the end of that, we have an announcement to make. Let's do the stories, then we'll get the announcement.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors. Autumn savings are on at Pella with 40% off of installation or 24 months of 0% APR financing. PellaPhilly.com. It's a pretty wild story that's happening as we speak. Hundreds of hikers trapped on Mount Everest were rescued over the weekend, while scores more are still unaccounted for as unseasonably heavy snow and thunder pound the eastern face of the peak. Roughly 350 people were led back to the Kudang township by locals and rescuers, while another 200 plus are still stuck on the mountain but have been in contact with rescuers. Initially, I'd heard there were about 1,000 people. That were trapped. The Karma Valley, a remote part of the Tibet that leads into the eastern Kangshung face of Mount Everest, was flooded with extra visitors over the national holiday in China, which continues for 8 days. The conditions quickly overtook even the most veteran groups of hikers. The powerful snowstorm started Friday, persisted through the weekend, soon followed by pelting rain that obscured any view of the famous peak. And hundreds of villagers and groups of rescue teams were deployed to move snow that was cutting off access to the area. It's unclear if any of the support groups brought in are among the accounted for since they journeyed out as the storm worsened over the weekend. Eric Wen, who was rescued from the eastern face, said that 3 people in his 18-person party suffered hypothermia, even though they were properly dressed for the conditions. He said it was raining and snowing every day. We did not see Everest at all. The group packed together in one large tent, but hardly slept as they moved in waves to clear the snow every 10 minutes. Otherwise, he said, our tents would have collapsed.
Did you ever see the movie Everest? Which is it's based on the John Krakauer book, the
Into Thin Air? Yeah, I did. It was wow.
I mean,
how and why these people push themselves to the absolute limit, I don't understand.
As they described countless times during the movie when they're in, I think they call it the dead zone.
Dead zone. Yeah.
I mean, you're accelerating the rate at which you're dying. I mean,
your body's actually dying.
Yeah.
While you reach that altitude.
So the sudden storm also triggered multiple landslides and flash floods in Nepal, killing at least 47. The same happened in India, where at least 9 people were swept away by floodwaters. So they're still
horrible
rescuing people. All right, so a lighter story. On Saturday, hundreds of runners took on the challenge of the 8th annual International Taco Bell 50K.
That's a mother.
A 31-mile ultramarathon that requires eating from 9 Taco Bells along the route.
Sign me up!
Participants had 11 hours to down everything from Chalupa Supremes to Nachos Bel Grande, and no stomach medications allowed, and many even took on spicy side quests like the Diablo Challenge.
So you're running, that means you can use afterburners.
Yeah, I guess so. Founded by a group of friends as a joke, the event exploded It exploded to over 1,500 signups this year, with proceeds benefiting Achilles International Denver, a nonprofit organization that supports disabled athletes. It's equal parts fitness, feet, and fast food.
Do you think so? Could you even do a 5K where you had to stop halfway through and eat Taco Bell?
Yes, I could.
You could?
Yeah.
I could eat something, but I couldn't stop at 9.
So is it a predetermined menu that you have to eat, or can you make your selections per each Taco Bell?
Don't really know, but nonetheless, I love the idea.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be sucking down chalupas. I would just be doing crunchy tacos.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I could do that because honestly, if you're doing 31 miles, you're going to need sustenance, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have to consume calories.
All right, the economy must not be too bad in Russia. A new trend is sweeping the country where women are paying up to $245 for tiny wigs that they glue to their pubic area. These are merkins.
Yeah.
The popularity has skyrocketed in recent months.
I love your merkin.
As part of a naturalness trend inspired by the 1990s.
It looks like Ewok.
Prices range from $7 to $61 for basic versions, with natural material options costing around $245. Women want the natural look from that era, but they don't want to actually grow their own hair for various reasons.
Your pubes look like Billy Ray Cyrus.
Some have had permanent hair removal done, while others just don't want to deal with the itchiness of growing hair back. The wigs are attached with special adhesives that that makers say are safe for skin. Moscow hair transplant clinics are even getting requests to restore pubic hair following permanent removal procedures.
So
the bush is back, baby.
That is crazy that they're doing actual like implants.
Yeah, so if they've had permanent removal, then they are going to try to see if they can restore that.
Because
we've got bush.
Yes,
we've got bush.
The
merkin's a temporary fix, right?
Yep. And then one more thing, and this is another story that I saw this morning. There's video footage of this. It's wild. A large-scale response is underway in Sacramento after a medical services helicopter crashed onto Highway 50, shutting down eastbound traffic Monday night. And there's video footage of it from somebody who's 15 yards away from it coming down.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I gotta see that.
No patient was on board, the company said. The helicopter appeared to have just lifted off from UC Davis Medical Center when it crashed. And I think there were 3 people on board, and they were in serious condition. California Highway Patrol said that it will be working with the National Transportation Safety Board and Federal Aviation Administration to investigate and decide when the wreckage can be moved off of the freeway. But it's pretty scary footage. All right, and that's where we'll wrap up the B-File for now. I got some more stories. We'll dive into those later on. But as you can hear, we have an announcement to make. And we're excited, and this is no big mystery that we're going to do this event again, but we want to put a date on it and give you some of the details. It is return of the Preston and Steve Cardboard Classic. And this will be taking place yet again at Montage Mountain, the Scranton region. And it's going to be Friday, March 6th. So set that in your calendars now. And it will be followed by Mountain Fest at Montage. So there's going to be live music. That has become a tradition.
Love
we've
this.
partnered this with Mountain Fest. So Friday, immediately after the Cardboard Classic, the world's largest 80s party featuring M80s. They played last year.
They were great.
A tribute to MTV, playing all the hits from that era. And then on Saturday, it will be Sugar Ray and Wheatus.
Oh, my God.
So you got Sugar Ray performing on Saturday, as well as pond skimming competition and fireworks show to cap off the event. So you will be good to go with all kinds of entertainment for that. And yeah, do we have
Oh yeah, we got some Wheatus.
No, that's the wrong clip.
God damn it!
There we go. Sugar Ray and Wheatus will be performing on the stage.
I saw Casey kind of flailing around trying to figure out what was going on.
So tickets for Saturday are on sale now. A lift ticket from Friday or Saturday is valid for the concert entry.
Terrific.
So all you got to do is get that. Admission on Friday is free, though, for both the classic and the post-party concert as well. Sled registration is going to begin in January, so we're a ways off from getting that underway.
But you listen. It's never too early to get your plans together, and you don't want to be caught. And obviously, we always from year to year do revisions and try to make things better and better. But it's such a great location, and they're terrific. The whole staff and everybody there is phenomenal, helping get this happening. And surrounded with the concert and all the, as you said, the pond skimming and all that stuff.
Yep.
It just makes it an entire weekend.
Fireworks. Season pass holders get in free, by the way, and VIP packages are available. So mark that now. Friday, March 6th is when the Cardboard Classic will be. Right after that is the world's largest 80s party with M80s. Then Saturday, Sugar Ray and Wheatus, as well as pond skimming competition and fireworks show. All that stuff. Sled registration does not start until January, but make sure that you are set to go and you have that date set aside and marked and plan on joining us for the event. And get some ideas for your sleds together now.
I remember we had a post-mortem, and we took extensive notes for things to modify, to improve this year.
Yeah.
And yes, but I tell you what, the town and everything, the things you have access to, it's just a whole other level.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yep. WMMR.com for all the information. So Cardboard Classic, March 6th.
Think we'll get any Delco pooper sleds?
Oh, good.
Wow. I didn't even think about that.
You know what we're definitely going to get is Philly's Karen.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most definitely. So get ideas like that together and get ready to make your sleds. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back in a second. Delco Eats Week. We're going to talk about it with our buddy Victor from Philly Mag. Stay put. And then Nicholas Sparks coming up, too. Stay with us.
No, I don't.
Okay. You have respect for other people's leftovers?
Other people don't.
In your house,
they'll eat yours?
All the time.
They ate my ice cream.
Yeah.
That's why I had to eat my mom's candy last night.
Let me ask you something. If you set up your dinner, everything's set there, you're ready to go, and you go to the bathroom and you come back and it's gone.
Yeah.
Can someone use, well, you weren't here?
I mean, it's on a plate on the table.
Yep.
No, people wouldn't do that.
All right.
I mean,
Possibly-
the dogs would do it.
The biggest fight ever between my sister and I happened when I ate the last pizza, the last frozen pizza. I mean, physical fight. Throwing things, punching each other, the whole thing.
What kind of pizza?
I don't know, just some random frozen pizza, whatever.
When you want it,
Yeah.
when you've been thinking about it,
Yep.
that's like I told these guys earlier, I'm thinking about dinner today. And I'm like, what I want. I know what I want. And I'm going to have it. And if anybody gets in my way, I'll kill them.
I remember swinging a hockey stick at her earlier. I kid you not. Because she was punching me. She was hitting me. She's older than me.
She deserved it.
It
was pizza.
Yeah,
It was
but
the last one.
You know what?
I stand with you.
It wasn't dibs on her, or she didn't call dibs on it.
She didn't dib it.
And it wasn't hers. It was.
Right.
It belonged
My
to
parents
the
bought it.
household. Yeah.
All right, anyway.
They should have been hitting you with hockey sticks.
Secret snacking spots. Very interesting look at that. So thank you for your calls. We do appreciate it. We got to take a break. It's 7:51. We need to get to the bizarre file. We're going to have a fantastic actor. Mr. Chris Cooper is going to be joining us along with his wife. She's an actress as well, Marianne Leone, and they're talking about a project that they have available now called With In. Todd Fedorik's going to be on the program too, former Flyer Great, and more. Stay with us. We'll return in just a little bit. Light, got some free ink for you to win Tattoos Day. So if you're interested in a $350 gift certificate for Floating World Tattoo and Piercing, just text the word tattoo to 39333 and we'll get a winner by the end of the program.
Did you get the email of one of our tattoo winners who did a Gene Simmons chicken?
No. Is that real?
Yeah.
No, I need to see that.
I'll dig that up. I thought you guys all got it.
No, I've got to see that. That's brilliant. That's as show-centric as you can possibly get. And it pays tribute to two great things, Gene Simmons and chicken.
Exactly.
Oh, my God.
It doesn't get better than that.
All right. This next segment might not work. Who knows? We're going to see if it does or not. We have talked about this in the past, about bringing in some items to show and tell about.
Preston?
Yes?
They said the same thing about the X1.
And look what happened. It broke the sound barrier.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, the Preston and Steve Show is bringing you Show and Tell. Thought I'd throw in a little bit of Rush this morning.
Hey, the teacher, Preston, we'd like to see you.
Oh, my God, yes.
And your show and tell what you have for us today.
I remember sitting there with a big brown paper grocery bag.
Oh, yeah.
With whatever it was that I brought in, and we would all sit on the floor And like Steve, the teacher would call you up and it was your turn. And it was so exciting because you would have seen a couple of people go by then.
Yeah.
And you know that yours is way better than theirs.
And you'd have and you could bring in things like a new cool toy that you had. Like, look at this, what this does.
Yeah, totally.
I could be the a-hole kid who criticizes what the other kids brought.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Because I didn't bring anything.
Totally.
But everyone starts to pass out because you brought some stuff that you baked into the.
I poisoned them.
So I had I only remember one show and tell ever that I participated in, and it's because on my way home from school one time I found a gardener snake. And so I captured it and I put it in a Folgers can, and then I brought it into school the next day for my show and tell. And then the gardener snake somehow magically got away, and my mom let him go. She did not care for having a snake in our house.
By the way, check on that. Is it gardener snake or garter snake?
Garter.
I was pretty sure it's garter.
Garter snake, like in a wedding when you put the snake on the girl's thigh.
Yeah, and then it crawls around. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
That's cool.
And so people will be.
What was that?
texting
I said it the wrong way?
No,
Garter.
Yeah.
Garter snake.
The snake that you are talking about has a gray mustache.
Yeah, you said a gardener snake.
A Jim Gardner
Okay,
snake.
so what I brought, speaking of show and tell back in the day and when the kids would be there, is what I've mentioned before. I brought this to my third grade show and tell and recently found it.
Wow.
And hopefully...
This is a good one already.
I haven't brought this in for you before, and it just dictates, it just shows exactly what a different time it was, because, ladies and gentlemen, I brought to my third grade show and tell a World War II bayonet.
Oh, my God.
Bayonet.
You actually brought that into school?
I did.
A weapon.
A weapon.
weapon.
This is a knife. It's probably a good 10 inches long.
Good Lord.
And this was a bayonet that I bought in an Army surplus store.
Yeah.
If you brought that today, the school would be surrounded and the SWAT team would be
I'd be
entering.
expelled.
Oh, yeah.
I'd probably be expelled.
Oh, yeah.
But
yes.
But I told you there was another. So this is. I don't have any history on this knife, other than it was clearly sharpened quite a bit because it's got a section in the middle that's curved.
Yes.
Unless it was made that way, I don't really know. But it certainly seems well used. And this was definitely for a rifle because you can see where it would slide onto the barrel right here. And there's a button that you would push that would lock it. You could unlock it and. It's got a wooden handle with these kind of cross stitches in it, and there is a mark on it, but I've never researched it.
Do we know which army it was used for?
I don't know anything about this other than I saw a big freaking knife and I wanted to buy it.
So my dad...
And this is when you could, as a kid, you could walk into a store and buy a big-ass knife like this. I was in like third grade and I bought it.
We had a German, I believe it was actually a Hitler Youth knife that somebody had given my dad while he was actively fighting the war, and brought it back. Oh, wow. Yes, Preston, that stuff was around the house. And as I said earlier, I brought a Civil War sword into show and tell. But remember, we had a bayonet as well. I was fascinated with the concept of the bayonet. So it'd be cool to kind of find out the history of that.
Yeah, it does have a mark on it, and I guess I could. It looks like a letter N. Or an M, I can't quite tell, with a crown over it.
That means Nermany. So it was an enemy weapon.
Do you remember the year you bought it?
Let's see. Third grade, it would have been 1978, somewhere around there.
How cool were stores like that to go to surplus? And Preston,
77.
They would sell dummy grenades.
Oh my God!
Yep.
They would sell.
Well, I told you another item I brought for show and tell, and I've told this before. It was a Vietnam War era incendiary bomb.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was literally a bomb casing.
Yeah.
It was about 2.5 feet long. It was orange. Had a fin on it. Had the front. Had an arming pin and everything on it. And I had looked it up. It was incendiary, so it was for creating fires, is what it would do. It wouldn't explode, but it would just spread fire all over the place. And it would be for torching villages, I don't know, whatever, burning babies, what they do. I don't know. But
bad babies, like German babies.
German babies.
Well, yeah.
The worst.
The Viet Cong, who were fighting at the time.
Yeah.
But I brought that in. You could bring that in without any concern. And listen, I think it's insane that we were able to do that stuff back then.
Yes.
And there's reasons why you can't do it now. But I found that stuff fascinating. Me and my friend Bubba at the time was his name. we were way into Steve like playing war.
Oh my God, that's
all
what
the
we did
time.
all the time, and with the full size GI Joes, and when you could get your hands on equipment like this, Preston. When I brought the full Civil War sword into, it was a cavalry sword too. I think it was a cavalry officer brought that into school. I was proud because I had a story attached to it. We just used that sword. My pool was above ground pool was frozen, and I ran the sword about 50 times into the frozen pool liner.
Oh man,
my dad loved that.
So it was a Civil War era sword.
Yeah.
What did you guys ever do? Those things are worth a ridiculous amount of money.
I guarantee you, it walked. My dad, when my mother passed away and we moved, my dad held the most crazy garage sale.
Wow.
Like things I had just bought ended up in the garage sale. I'm like,
He just sold
where is?
everything.
I sold it. It's like, Dad, this is where you can't run a garage sale.
Yeah. So I don't have much to tell other than that I took it to show and tell as a kid, and that's just insane.
It's a beauty.
This thing was allowed in there.
So would you want to find the history on it? Like, would you want to figure out?
I've had it for a long, long time.
You know, it's not something you probably take to Antiques Roadshow. There's probably not a lot of inherent value to it, but I bet there's a story behind it. And like, so you could talk to a military expert or some weapons expert, and I bet they could track down like the rifle that it was used for, the era that it was used, that kind of thing.
Yeah, probably. It's pretty beat up, but yeah.
Still, I mean, I can't believe that they sold it to you. You didn't have a parent with you? I can't remember if you said that.
I don't remember.
No, you could walk in, honestly, Case. There's a surplus store in Northport, Long Island.
Yeah.
You could walk in, I remember, and walk out.
I'd buy cigarettes for my mom.
I know.
Age, I mean,
but if I came home with a knife like that, A, if they sold it to me, and then B, if I came home with it, my parents would be like, no.
Casey, I had a machete as well.
I couldn't even have nunchucks. I wasn't even allowed to have nunchucks.
We lived in a place, this is when I lived in South Carolina when I had this, and there were woods all over the place around us, so I needed a machete.
Yeah.
I had to get around in the woods, so it was crazy. I had a motorcycle, I had a shotgun, it was ridiculous.
I remember buying flying stars from, all sorts of crazy weapons.
Yeah.
Yes.
So somebody messaged on the YouTube stream that you should never clean that blade. It's worth more with the patina.
All right, thank you very much, Marissa. So the October issue of Philly Mag is out, and within it, there is something that you will want to dive into for a source of information on where to go eat in Delaware County.
Yeah.
Because it is Delco Eats Week, and we welcome our friend, Mr. Victor Fiorello.
Hey. You guys rock.
Thank you, Mr. Fiorello. How you doing, Vic?
Can I really say Ukfe?
I don't know. I found out
you
today.
Can.
I guess you can.
I was listening in my car on the way over, and I was like, wow, I'm going to do that.
Sure.
Yeah, I tried it out. We'll see how it goes.
Right.
But,
dance with the devil.
Yeah. So, by the way, are you a Delco native? Are you from Delaware County?
I have never lived in Delco.
Never lived there.
But I live 5 minutes from Delco.
Delco adjacent.
And so I'm basically 5 minutes from the main line, 5 minutes from Delco, but I live in Philly.
Okay. Hang on a second. Our phone is doing this weird
hearing
thing
an
again.
echo.
There you go. All right, we got it back.
And so I spend most of my time in Delco, whether that's watching the games at a bar or, eating. So I know a lot about Delco. I would say I know more about the Delco dining scene than almost anybody who lives in Delco.
You definitely do more than me, and I'm going. It's
by the way, that's big praise from Casey.
And it pains me to admit that I have not been to the Clam Tavern since 1988.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. Because that is a Delco institution. It is a Delco staple, and I know it's one of your favorites.
It is. It's one of my favorites. Started going there about 20 years ago, and now my son, who's about 20, is working there.
It looms large in
He's
your
worked
article,
there since 2021.
Wow.
As soon as he was old enough to get working papers, he started washing dishes there, and now he's making Manhattans.
All right, so the feature of Delco Eats Week, is this all you, or is it curated amongst other people, other staffers at the Philly Mag?
So, I've been talking about doing a Delco dining package in the magazine probably since right before COVID, and then COVID hit. And once in a while, it bubbles back up. And so my food editor, Kaylani, she thought it was a great idea, and we rolled with it. And so it's me, Kaylani, and then our restaurant critic, Jason Sheehan. So the three of us teamed up to do this. And then we decided to call this week Delco Eats Week. So we're releasing the stuff that's in the magazine individually on a daily basis.
I love this because the gravitational pull of Philadelphia, which, the restaurant scene and so on and so forth, but Delco has a lot to recommend it. and you get to highlight that, right? So this is a wonderful thing. And then, in conjunction with everyone being Delco focused with Task, the series and locations that are being highlighted in that series, it dovetails nicely. In fact, are any of the places that you mentioned in the piece, do they appear in Task?
Oh, that's a really good question. I don't think they do, but I don't really remember all the Task locations. It's an interesting show, though, for sure.
Yeah, I just found out that all right, so in maybe episode 2 or 3, 2 of the police task members were at quote unquote Barnaby's. And she says, whatever happens at Barnaby's stays at Barnaby's. And it wasn't, apparently it was shot at the Ridley Tavern
Isn't that interesting? Like, why didn't they just say, I guess it sounds better to say whatever happens at Barnaby's stays at Barnaby's than whatever happens at the Ridley Tap Room or whatever. Just flows off the tongue.
Just a little bit more lyrical. So HEP us. I'm seeing, so obviously Pica's Pizza. You have
Romano Stromboli's is in here. I'm seeing some places that we've encountered.
There's a real wide variety of food, and that's kind of like what the point of this was that whether you want to go get a drippy roast pork sandwich at a smoky dive bar in Collingdale that does not want me to write about them.
Really?
I gave them Best of Philly years ago. They were very upset. I called them about writing, including them in this, and they were like, "Please don't do that." So of course I did it anyway. If you're not somebody who lives in the neighborhood in Collingdale, you'll go in at like noon and they'll claim to be sold out. Meanwhile, like the locals are all able to go in there and order.
Wow, that is so quirky.
It's the hardest sandwich. They say. But it's hard to get a sandwich at Angelo's in South Philly because of the line.
Right.
But this place, they just won't serve you. They're just like, you can have a beer. But
funny.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's like a soup Nazi kind of thing where they're very The exclusivity is what is part of the draw and the myth, right?
Right.
Wow.
And then you have places like Fond on Providence Road that we feature. They used to be a very critically acclaimed South Philly BYOB. Now they live out in Delco. They have kids. They moved to the suburbs and they opened a fabulous restaurant on Providence Road, which, is kind of the other end of the food you can get in Delco, which, they make an amazing chicken liver mousse. And, most places in Delco don't have that.
Which place is this?
Fond. It's on Providence Road in Wallingford.
Okay. I don't know this one.
What is the biggest buzz story in Delco cuisine right now?
The biggest buzz story? Well, I mean, everybody, like anywhere else, everybody talks about the cheesesteaks and the pizza.
Yeah, right.
And we really didn't want this package to be about that because it's so easy to talk about those things.
Right. Yeah.
So, for instance, I have a 2-page spread in here, a culinary compass to Upper Darby, which tells you where you can get Vietnamese beef noodle soup at 9 a.m., where you can get some of the best Mexican food.
Liberian cuisine.
Food court, bulgogi. And then, of course,
I love this.
And then, of course, the online version of this also includes our friends at Wilson's Secret Sauce.
Mm-hmm.
So we just published that this morning on phillymag.com.
Okay.
Just kind of showing you, wow, like in this compact area, of Upper Darby, you've got Irish breakfasts, you've got pupusas, you've got, basically any kind of food that you can dream up. You also have, now this was a controversial point, so I also write in here about a really wonderful Facebook group called Delco Restaurant Review. And this article is called Food Fight, a look at the Delco Facebook group where passionate diners go to battle it out. Now, I will say this group is also great for just recommendations about where to go. Oh, there's a new place that opened. Oh, we just saw a sign go up for this new place, whatever. It's a great way to, it's one of the ways I keep track of all the restaurant news in Delco. But it's also the place, this being Facebook, where people go to battle it out.
Yeah.
And I know I was at a certain Latin American grocery store in Upper Darby and opened the freezer and inside found koi, guinea pig, frozen, because in many parts of south of the border, this is a huge protein source.
It's true.
Ecuador, we know that.
Yeah. Ecuador, yeah. So, my wife and I went to Ecuador years ago, ate koi there, ate koi in Guatemala. And I just simply, posted a photo of it in Delco Restaurant Review talking about, how we have a lot of people from Ecuador and Guatemala in the area. And, they eat this, and there are restaurants where it's not on the menu, but if you know to ask for it on certain nights, they have it. And, it just blew up where, people were like, what am I going to eat dog next? And, you know what I mean?
Let me ask you. So what did it taste like? What does it taste like?
Of course, it tastes like rabbit, which tastes like chicken. So basically, just eat chicken. But down in Ecuador, they're just koi everywhere, and it's a great protein source. It's low fat. But some people, they only want to talk about cheesesteaks and pizza. And
for your money, what's the best Mediterranean restaurant in Delco?
Mediterranean restaurant. Yeah. Wow.
I used to love I love Mediterranean restaurants. I love the cuisine. And I used to love Zoe's Kitchen, which is like a fast food.
Yeah.
You can't find
it was
anywhere.
just easy to get to.
Easy to get to.
Right.
Where's something, that's a comparable run and gun kind of Mediterranean restaurant in the area?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. Usually when I do Mediterranean, I'm in the city.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this isn't exactly answering your question, but there is a place that just opened on State Road in Upper Darby called Toomey's, which does have, I think, the best, or one of the two best falafel in Delco, the other one being Desert Rose in Media.
All right.
So they do shawarma and hummus, really great hummus.
Steve, if I may, Estia Tavern in Radnor. It's a Greek, it's not fast casual, but it's a damn good Mediterranean food.
Really?
And, it's right near Radnor High School, and technically, that's Delco.
Yes.
Estia is really excellent. It's also just way out of my price range.
It's not cheap.
In my price range is the Clam Tavern, which we feature in here. And I just saw they just called this month Clamtober. So I think
it rolls right off the tongue, Clamtober.
I think it's like $15 linguine and clams all month or something like that, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it was a fun package to work on, and if people go to it, they'll definitely find restaurants they've never heard of before, as well as some, classic favorites.
Well, I mean, Delaware County is, you've got your choices of where to go. I mean, Media is a hub. There's a lot of good restaurants there. Obviously, you covered all of Upper Darby. So it depends on where you want to venture into the county to get some foods. Casey, were you going to mention?
Well, I was going to ask you if you needed to call out one municipality or one town in Delaware County that needs to step up their restaurant game. Which one would you say?
Oh, geez.
Because I have one in mind.
I would love to hear yours. Nothing. Why don't you tell me yours?
I think Springfield needs to step up.
No, you're absolutely right. Springfield is severely lacking. There are so many chain things there. Now I will say that the Nick's roast beef, which is the old original.
Yeah.
It's the same family. That place is great, but
and there's a couple of spots.
Just don't get it delivered. I made the mistake of getting it delivered, and it was the worst sandwich I've ever had.
And there's a couple of spots on Saxer Avenue, but do you have the Golden Mile, Baltimore Pike? There's, and listen, maybe real estate's at a premium there. I have no idea, but that was the realization that I came to maybe about a year ago, that a lot of the their identity is like chain restaurants.
Right. Oh, very much so.
So hold on, the Golden Mile. Is that near the mall or?
Yeah, they call it the Golden Mile because there was a bunch of what do you call it? Car dealerships and stuff.
Okay.
So the Golden Mile is right around 420. All the way down to Clifton.
We were out there not that long ago. We happened to be, I forgot where we were going, and we wanted to pop by and just get something to eat. And it was just, like you said, it was just chain restaurant after. I mean, you had your Paneras and your Shake Shacks and Chipotle all up and down there. But I didn't see too many standalone restaurants.
No, it's true. And I will say that, we've got Boothwyn in here. We have Clifton Heights in here. We have Media in here. We have a lot of Upper Darby in here. We don't have any Springfield. So I think I think we've answered the question. Springfield should definitely step it up.
We were talking about the transformation of media over the years. I mean, years ago when we were Y100, with the closing of Iron Hill was one of the anchor restaurants in Media proper.
Yeah, that kind of helped start a boom there.
It sort of started everything. And then there was a place we used to go to, which is no longer exists, called On a Roll, which we loved.
Oh, right. Yeah, that place was good.
Yeah, and now, though, it's the go-to place, with the events and so on and so forth. So,
and it's a really nice walkable area. You can, maybe go hop to a couple of bars, get a cocktail, here or there and then go sit down for a fabulous dinner and, just walk around. They do that dining under the stars
Right.
thing. They just painted that beautiful rainbow crosswalk that has everybody upset.
In media?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, there's a, gay pride crosswalk that some of Delco isn't too happy about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
As long as you can use it and walk across it, fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, people in media are okay with it, but once the images get out onto the greater social media, of course, people have their opinions.
Of course. So within this, you're going to be rolling out stuff every day, you said, this week?
Right. Yesterday, we started with a piece about the Clam Tavern, the food fight piece about Delco Restaurant Review. This morning, we released the piece on the amazingly diverse Upper Darby food scene, which is, I think, to be honest, my favorite part of this package, because I think when people think of Upper Darby, generally speaking, they think of the Tower Theater.
Yep.
They think of, back in the day, 69th Street was like a thriving shopping district. It no longer is. And really, you can easily walk from a Korean restaurant to a Japanese restaurant to a Mexican restaurant to, you get the point. To Liberian, there are just so many amazing places over there.
Side note, do you think anything is ever going to happen with the Tower Theater? It's just sitting there?
I can't imagine. We know who owns it, and they haven't done anything with it.
I don't get it.
Since they rented it out to that Van Gogh experience a few years back. I've asked the people, the same people I know, and I've asked, and there are no answers. I just don't know. Like, does it work would anybody want it to tear down and build something else there in Upper Darby? I don't know. And does Upper Darby need a big, theater concert hall like that? I don't know. I think the glory days, it will never be the Tower Theater again. I'm quite sure of that.
It's too bad. I saw a lot of great shows there. I really enjoyed going
one of
there.
our favorite.
Other than the worst parking in the world. I enjoyed
a disaster.
Going there. Yeah.
However, we did do the Nightman Cometh was there. The It's Always Sunny crew put on a live performance of the Nightman Cometh.
Yeah.
It was one of the best evenings ever.
Yeah, and the Trocadero is still, that's another one of our favorite venues that still sits.
Yeah, the Trocadero, there's been some movement around that. Nothing has happened yet. But, I think the tower is just going to keep, gathering dust.
Yeah.
And, I'm very happy to have seen many shows there. Believe it or not, I actually saw Spinal Tap there. Spinal Tap did a tour. I'm going to say this would have been in like 1991 or 92, somewhere in that range. And they did a tour and they played at the Tower Theater.
Which one of those venues is going to house the 100th anniversary of Live Aid concert?
By the way, let's backtrack a little bit on that. So Victor had organized this big fundraiser in celebration of Live Aid's anniversary, and I was a part of that. We had a great time. Martha Graham Cracker, the star of the evening. And what was the total take on the charity that you raised funds for?
So we raised over $26,000 that night for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
Awesome.
Yeah. So thank you for being a part of it.
Yeah.
I love the version of rock and roll that you did.
That was fun.
It was really amazing.
Yeah, it was a great crowd.
Yeah. And I absolutely will never, ever, ever do anything like that again.
Difficult?
Listen, the problem is that I'm a very one-man show kind of person.
All right.
So I organized that whole thing by myself.
Wow.
And it just came, I'll be honest, that week, I had an argument with somebody involved in the show, and, I had to pull the mental health move. So when I was sick, I was unable to, here's what happened. I didn't want to leave people in the lurch. And the day before the show, I didn't know that I was going to be able to be there and, do the right thing and not say things I shouldn't say. So I made a phone call to my amazing friend, Jess Conda. I said, she's an amazing producer. I said, I need you to host this along with Pierre and the other people, but keep it running. And, I called my band and said, you need another keyboard player. So I did wind up showing up for the show, but I didn't know that I was going to be able to do that. So I just hung out in the sound booth area. At one point I slipped backstage and, got a drink or something. And somebody said, wait, Victor's supposed to be sick and he's backstage getting drunk. I was not getting drunk. Not that matters.
You know what it's like? It's like in The Sixth Sense, Preston, when you wondered if Victor had shown up to see you play, and he was there, and and he said you were amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. And
just like
and then
that.
you start crying.
Yeah.
I took a mental health day. I think that's what they call it now, right? We all talk about our mental health. So, and I definitely learned a lesson from that of, don't, you have to delegate. Don't do everything yourself.
Probably a good idea.
That was a big undertaking for sure.
Oh, before we close out, I do have to say that the owner of the Clam Tavern found out I was coming on the show and gave me this envelope to give to the mayor of Delco. Which, because you're not an actual elected official, I think you can accept that gift certificate.
It's not a bribe. The unofficial mayor of Delaware County. They say Delaware County's a lot, and they're right.
Are you opening this now?
Yeah,
We're going to see what it is?
now. Yeah,
okay.
let's see what this is. How are the Clams Casino there?
Oh, they're amazing. The baked clams, the Clams Casino. I think actually as part of Clamtober, they're doing buy one, get one Clams Casino. If
Really?
I think you say buy one clam, get one free.
So my next question is this, because I love Manhattan and New England clam chowder.
Yeah.
Which one do you prefer from there? Ooh, do you have a preference?
I really only like the. Sorry, I always get them mixed up. I only like the white one. I don't like the red one.
Is that the red or the white?
I don't like them anywhere. When I have seafood, I want it as like a creamy chowder.
Okay.
I don't do the tomato sauce thing.
It's chowder.
I think it's so cool that unelected officials can get bribes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Totally.
As long as you're not elected,
It's
totally fine.
it's in the Constitution.
Well, I
amazing.
remember the last time I saw you, you said you hadn't been there since the 80s or whenever it was.
Yeah, I went with Joe Warrington. Hey, Joe, I hope you're listening. I went with Joe and his dad, and it was the first and only time I had ever gone there. And at that time, I wasn't a seafood fan, so I probably got like chicken fingers or something like that, maybe chicken parmesan. But man, I'm going to go this week. Thank you so much to what's the owner's name?
Tony.
Tony. Thank you, Tony.
Yo, Tony.
Yeah.
Oh, my daughter, by the way, she the only thing she gets at the Clam Tavern is chicken parmesan because she doesn't eat seafood. But it is very good chicken parmesan.
You want good chicken? Go to the Clam.
They have options. They've got options for you.
Actually, their cowboy ribeye, oh my goodness, it's so good. Yeah.
Ooh, that does sound good. All right, so Victor, if people want to get this daily rollout of the Delco Eats, how do they do that?
Yeah, just go to phillymag.com, and we're publishing content daily. We have a piece that went up this morning about Upper Darby. We've got something landing later today, and they can see it all there and go out and support your locally owned and operated Delco businesses.
Yeah, we always love these, especially because you've done the work for us, in finding a new place to go to that you haven't been to
Local
before.
business.
Yep, love it. Victor, thanks for being here, man.
Thank you.
Great to see you. Victor Fiorello.
Akfe.
And we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back in a moment, and we will have author Nicholas Sparks joining us. Stay right there.
I've never heard that before.
That's the new thing in collecting. And I was telling Preston about this. And with automobiles,
yeah,
Nick, you don't restore them.
No kidding.
You let them, if you can find them, and let them be their original. With a little bit of rust, a dent, all that makes it worth more these days.
Casey, do you see that? There's like small bits of dirt and mud on there. That was from me as a kid, jamming it into the ground or whatever.
It's Hitler's blood on the edge.
Maybe that's what that is. All right, so that's what I have for show and tell. Thank you, Kathy. Do you approve?
I mean, I'm not into weapons.
Okay, all right.
But it's okay. It's good enough.
All right, let's get another show and tell.
Hey, wait a second. Can I send Kathy down to the cafeteria to get the pints of milk for snack? The class would like to hear from Casey.
But Nick has 3 different things. So if
I know.
you wanted to, you could do like Nick and then me and then back to
Why
Nick.
don't you
Who's
let him
the
be the
teacher?
teacher?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Who went to school for teaching?
Okay, well, then you guys got to hang on a second.
All right.
So I got to get ready here.
Oh, all right. I didn't realize he's actually preparing something. He's got goggles on.
Yeah, I got goggles.
He's got an arc welder.
Oh.
He's pulling something out. I can't tell if he's reaching into his briefcase or backpack or
Kid has a briefcase?
lunchbox or.
Okay. Hang on a second.
What do you might?
Do we need to skip you?
No. We're good to go. All right. Turn that music off there.
Okay. Oh,
Lights,
wait.
please.
Oh, lights are
We're bringing
coming
the
down.
lights down.
What's
Wait,
Turn the lights
turn that
down.
light off.
Turn the lights off.
Oh, my God.
This is
All
exciting.
right, here we go,
exciting.
baby.
What's this all about?
All right, here we go, baby.
All right.
Oh, it's got music.
He's dancing.
Oh, look at his shoes.
Oh, wait, I can't see.
He's got light up shoes.
Those are great. What do they call those?
Light up shoes. Oh my God, they're silver and they have like LED lights around the soles of both shoes.
And those aren't like, what were the ones that you got when you were a kid that had just like the back of them would light up?
Yeah, like
these
you
are
would
much
step.
better.
No, these are like on all the time. There's probably an on-off button right on the inside of the shoe.
And they change colors and they go all the way around the sole of the shoe, like all the way around. Casey, I love those.
I love it too.
You have to wear those a lot more often.
I know,
Like
I
the
know.
Sixers games and stuff.
So when did you get those?
Last week.
That's still show and tell.
Yeah.
That's right.
Get for show and tell?
What war is that from?
This is the Civil War. This is the end of the Civil War. This is what caused the end of the Civil War.
It was too easy to shoot people in the dark.
Casey, sit back on your chair, kick your feet up so we can see those. If you can. Look at that.
Wow.
And do
Dude,
you like
I love those.
do you hit the button and they'll change colors or they'll flash
he was just cycling through the different things he can do. How, if I may ask, Case, how much for something like that?
$37.99.
That's nothing.
Up.
We have. I sent Marissa
Straight from China.
The link. Yes. I mean on the box.
Yeah.
Made in China.
Made in China.
China, Texas,
I know.
though.
Thank you,
Next
China.
week they'll be dead.
They'll be dead, yeah.
But this is worth $37 for yeah.
Totally.
So, thank you, Instagram. You know me so well. Instagram showed me these things, and I was like, okay, let me go to, because the ones that caught my eye were American flag ones.
Oh, I like those for your birthdays, the 4th of July.
But they didn't have them in my size.
So how about the Chinese flag?
No, I didn't. They didn't have a Chinese flag either. But so when I went to the site, they had these ones, the obviously like super shiny silver, but they had like goldish ones, and but, I was like, well, I got to get the silver ones because silver goes with more.
Well,
than
let me
gold.
tell you something. These are excellent. Those are excellent. Preston, that's...
I love them. Is it okay if I get a pair?
Absolutely.
Okay,
That's why
all
I'm
right.
showing
You
it to
guys can walk around at night along the boardwalk?
Yeah.
Yes. And then, so I sent Marissa the link. She can share that if you want.
What kind of battery does it take?
Oh, so it charges. So here's
Okay.
You have to run really fast.
Yeah, you gotta run really, really fast. Runs
They're
on kinetic
exercise
energy.
shoes.
No, so it runs like
right.
this. It's got a
And when
battery on the inside.
You run that right to your pacemaker?
Run right to the pacemaker, and you're good to go.
Oh, that's
Do you,
excellent.
Casey, do you mind if I ask how much they cost?
$35
Oh, you said
$37.99.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, $38. That's awesome.
Yeah.
One other question.
Yeah.
Can you strut around the room one more time?
Hell yeah, I got
With the music.
Is our camera picking these up? I hope so, man. Because that is the best, dude.
They're
Casey.
awesome. They're really awesome.
Thank you. Dude, we should all get them. We should have show light up shoes.
I agree.
I will get them.
agree.
I'll
I
gladly
like it.
get them.
And then, Kathy, you could teach us a little short dance routine.
Oh, man.
All right, here's the deal, though.
Whatever our next live event is, we have to do
We
that.
have to order the shoes at the same time so they all fail
work.
at the same
So they all work at least for a week.
Yeah. Yeah, because within a week, they'll
They'll
be
be
dead.
garbage.
By the way, this is my second pair of light up shoes.
Well, you know what? I think because Jace has a pair. He wore them like twice, and then he was like,
Like the
"Meh."
regular Blinkies?
No. He has what Casey has, and I feel like you told me. You sent me the link, and that's why I ordered them.
Okay, wait. of these, like this style,
not like not
Well, 'cause
metallic like that.
The
but
other
yeah.
ones that I have they're a cloth white shoe, and the whole shoe lights up with these LED lights.
Okay.
And they're really, really cool.
How much are those?
Probably the same. Those might have been like 50, but even.
Do you remember the gloves you could get where the fingertips would all light up?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's what that sounds like.
So I mean,
the
listen,
other ones.
the whole battery and LED technology is just taking
Cray.
fashion to a whole new level.
Absolutely.
Our fashionista.
The high fashion.
All right, I brought something very old. Casey brought something brand new.
Nick has a troika.
And we are playing show and tell.
All right, Nick. Show the class what you have.
Or the lights going off.
Can you dance?
Or has been used in a pitch battle during a war.
Very little dancing, but I do have three things. Two of them are related and from my childhood. The third is something that I've referenced on the show many times, and so I'll start with that.
How is it?
It's my 1984 Topps traded.
Oh my God.
Doc Gooden autographed rookie baseball card.
Was this a Hampton Inn?
This was the George Washington Motor Lodge right off of 202. There's a Home Depot there now. Doc Gooden and Daryl Strawberry were there signing autographs. It was $8 a pop to get their autographs.
And how much is it worth now?
At least $4. I don't know. I bet you if I could find a Mets fan who was willing to buy it, I could probably sell it. But at the time, I bought it. I bought it from Classic Collectibles in the Gateway Shopping Center, and it cost me $30 to buy, and then I paid $8 more for the autograph.
Well, and at this point, you have to keep it. I mean, it's part of
Oh, yeah,
what
it's
you're
part of
known
the
for
legend.
here.
It is mint condition.
So you have Daryl Strawberry, and do you have Doc Gooden as well?
Well, this is the Doc Gooden.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So this is the Doc Gooden, and by the way, on the front of it says Dwight Gooden, and on the back it says Dwight Gooden, but he signed it Doc Gooden. So
that might make it more worthwhile.
Yeah,
he signed it with his nickname.
Topps put out a few different collections every year.
Yeah.
So they would put out like their normal baseball card set, and then they would put out like rookies sets or traded collections or limited or whatever. This was a Topps traded, which made it a little bit more rare and a little bit more collectible.
Why is it not worth much? Did Doc just fizzle out as a baseball player?
That had part to do with it, but in large part, it's just the glut of baseball cards that came out in the 80s and the early 90s. There was this. It was
like cash.
Well, it was kind of like Bitcoin at the time or whatever. I mean, people spent so much money. There was an investment dollar figure attached to it, but I don't know if these things were ever worth that. But people were willing to pay for that, so that's what they cost at the time. So it's my very classic 1984 Doc Gooden signed baseball card.
Right.
And I knew this was going to happen when I saw Nick's stuff. Because when we originally talked about this, I had something, and when we said we were going to do it, I couldn't remember. I remember what.
You remember what it is?
I remember what
Good.
it is.
All right, well, we'll do this again.
All right.
Yeah, if we do it again, I know what it is.
I just thought of something now. I thought of something that I have to fix it, but I'll bring it in.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Nick, what else do you have?
So the other two are interrelated, and I don't know if you guys ever had this book, but I got this when I was probably 5 or 6 years old. It's called My Book About Me.
Oh my God, I have that.
Okay, so Casey, you and I are the same age.
Yeah.
And it's a Dr. Seuss book. It's Dr. Seuss and Roy McKee, and basically they ask you 150 questions about yourself, and you fill them in as a 5 or 6 year old.
See, my book was, I think I got ripped off. My book is my book about Nick McElwain.
Oh, yeah.
Weird. You didn't even know him.
I didn't even know him then.
But
That's great.
I was, you could do some drawings. So here's a drawing of a sun.
So cute.
And
a
then
hamburger.
A guy. No, Preston. That's not a hamburger.
Hang on. Let me see if I can guess what that is.
Airplane?
No.
I think it's
bus.
the ocean.
No.
Wait, look.
It's a guy with a lot of eyes and noses.
Okay.
Wait, how do you remember that?
Because I remember going over this with my mom at one point, and she,
Okay.
it was a
Nick
big
doesn't
deal.
have many childhood memories.
Yeah.
He just recalls one or two.
I had to write them down. First of all, there's one thing you should know. Am I a boy or am I a girl? Well, I'll tell you. I am a ... boy.
Yay!
I weigh 60 pounds. How tall am I? 4 feet.
How giant is my head?
I counted my teeth. I have 13 up top. I have 11 downstairs. You draw your hand, so it's little things like that.
Is that book still available? I think that's an adorable concept because I want to fill it out.
That's my hair color. See, I drew it. I had a little bit blonder hair when I was a young boy. And so that's blonde with a little bit of brunette there.
Yeah.
How old were you at the time?
I think
You were
5 or
doing the ombre look before it became popular.
I think it was 5 or 6, but there are some pop culture references on here.
Okay.
Like including my favorite song, Where in the World I Would Like to Live. Here's my address.
What's your
growing up.
favorite song?
Where'd you say, where would you like to live? Both of them. Answer both questions.
Let's see. Where would I like to live? I got to go back to that one.
All right.
Somewhere in Hawaii, the beach.
I live in the United States. I circled the United States, and then I played tic-tac-toe on that page. Okay. And then England apparently made the list.
And then
What song? I want to hear. I want to hear your favorite song. Oh no! Oh my God!
Wow. All the way back then. I know you will.
On Amazon for $10.
That's adorable.
It is 60 steps from my tree to the mailbox. My favorite color back at the time was red. Apparently, I owned 170 buttons.
Wow.
You would go around and get autographs from people in your life. So
Like
I have,
Doc Gooden.
yeah, right. That's what started it. My Aunt Ann signed it. My Uncle Michael signed it. Our mailman Ralph K. Lapp signed
Your
it. Your
mailman.
Yeah. I got a policeman's autograph. I got an autograph of a man with a beard.
Don't you think that's amazing for a kid to do that? To basically be interviewed, but to talk about, to be able to express what they're experiencing. It's cool.
Yeah, it was really fun, and I'm glad that I found it. I don't know if it was in my mom's house or in my house when I moved or whatever, but I like to collect leaves, rocks, food. There you go, food, cans, and autographs.
So this is okay. What else do you, Nick? What else do you have for the class?
Well, all right. So I was trying
If
to
you're
find
just
that.
tuning in, this is show and tell. On
Well,
the
you do the
Preston
next
Steve
item.
Show.
Give me, and I'll look through it and see if I can find anything.
And if I were to get a birthday present that year, and I know that I didn't get it, but what I wanted was more than anything in the world, a BMX bike.
Wow,
that's a good one.
One of the questions: what kind of woman are you attracted to?
That's a good one.
And then this is just something that was. We can go over it if you want, but it's an autobiography that I wrote of myself in 6th grade. So I used sort of that as inspiration or whatever.
A Nick in Time.
The title of it is
great title.
A Nick in Time, yeah. And
All
I
right.
believe I had to write the title page, Casey, had to appear in perfect cursive.
Wow.
So that's where I did that. So these guys were stored next to each other.
Read a little bit of that
Yeah.
if you would.
All
please.
right.
Start
I'd
with
like to hear
the dedication.
some of it.
Okay.
Call me Ishmael.
Chapter 1. Although I've only been alive for 11 years and 11 months, I think I've had an interesting life so far. I know that I've been lucky to do many things and go many places and have had opportunities that other children have not had.
You wrote this?
Yeah. I am thankful for the good. I had a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
Okay. I am thankful for these good things and also for being part of a strong, loving family. Well, that's nice. My family background is rather unusual. My mother is Irish and Italian. Her mother's parents, my maternal great-grandparents, were born in Ireland and came to America in the early 1920s. I knew both of my great-grandparents, Martha and James Kelly, and I got to spend quite a bit of time with them when I was a baby before they died.
It's very good writing.
Really well written.
Do you mention the raisins and the meatballs, which I'm a fan of?
I don't, but here's an interesting fact. I think I may have mentioned this on the air at one point. This is about my mom, Kelly. She did whatever jobs she could, waitressing, house cleaning, caring for other children, and she got a job as a cashier for the Acme supermarket near her home in Elkins Park, Pennsylvania. She made $17.50 a week with the Acme and raised 4 daughters.
Wow.
Her second daughter, Martha, was my mother's mother. She died of cancer when she was 47 before I was born. I'm sorry I never knew her. I think we really would have liked each other.
Is she Nick? Is she the aunt that said cassette?
That was my dad's mom.
Oh, okay.
Had the cassette player, yeah. So there's also all sorts of different chapters in here.
That you have that is so freaking wonderful.
Here's a picture of me when I was 5 months old. I'll hold it for the camera. But Casey, you mentioned the big head.
Oh my God. Oh, I thought that was a jack-o'-lantern.
And look at how tiny you have written quite a bit of text in this book.
Oh, is that
Nick.
typed?
Oh, it's typed. Okay, I couldn't tell from here.
So,
well, this is written, but the portion of the autobiography is typed.
And your mom held on to this?
Yeah.
See, I think if my mom had been around, I think she would have had a story.
Yeah, I've kept a lot of stuff like that my kids
I think
have.
moms are probably.
Oh my God! Here's my dog from 1986, Tugger.
Tugger.
As a puppy, and then
It's a picture, right? It's not in there.
Yeah, and then here's. Oh my God! He's
Oh my God! Oh my God!
And here's me, my mom, and my 2 brothers at Disney World in the spring of 1985 with another dog, Pluto.
Hey, Nick, has your son, has Ben seen this?
He's not.
Oh.
No, I think we'll
blow
share it
his
this
mind.
weekend.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to go through that. I want to look at Tugger.
Because I told you, my dad, he spoke into a digital recorder for about 4 or 5 hours in different segments.
That's cool.
And gave me a chronicle of our early lives and everything, and I'm going through it right now.
Wow. That's really cool, Nick.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
well
awesome.
done.
Hey.
All right.
And then
then
third?
Well, I think
don't have
that
time?
was his third thing.
Oh, that was your third?
Yeah, Doc Gooden, the Book of Me, and the
May I say,
autobiography.
all you guys had good stuff.
And by the way, Nick, a number of people are texting in saying that your Doc Gooden card is worth about $445.
I'll sell it to you right now.
Sold.
I don't know if you guys knew that I'm an artist. This is a bird.
With a penis.
Now, I think
That's a tail.
That's
Oh.
that's
that's
It
a
says
red
tail, but it
penis
does look like a
swallow.
penis.
That's the Dr. Seuss bird. That's the bird I drew.
Nice job, Nick McElwain. Thank you. It's show and tell, and I think we have time for Marissa.
Marissa, what do you have for the class?
She just ran out of her office.
Yeah.
So she didn't know she was going to be doing it.
Yeah, she was telling me out before we started the segment, she had one just in case We didn't have enough, or we had too much time.
She's filling out one of those Dr. Seuss books right now.
Well, she wasn't sure if this segment didn't go anywhere and we had extra time, we could put her in. But
She's got a big package.
We got just enough to do another one, and then we got a break because we have some guests coming up in a moment. All right, Marissa.
Is that what is that? A canned ham?
Oh my God.
You just dumped something heavily on the counter.
I mentioned this before. WMMR.
All right, thank you very much, Marissa. Our next guest is joining us via Zoom, and we had him. We had the pleasure of having him in our studio a few years ago.
We did.
Dear John, I think was the project. Was that it? There's so many. He's got like a gazillion movies and books, 26 novels altogether, and now partnering up with a friend of ours, which I'm very intrigued by.
Yes.
For a book called Remain. And we are going to welcome the one and only Mr. Nicholas Sparks to our show this morning. Hey, Nicholas, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course, absolutely. Like I said, it was really cool when we had you by years ago, and you know, we were talking about your body of work, and do you ever sleep? Or are you just writing constantly? It's amazing how much you crank out.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, believe it or not, I'm actually an excellent procrastinator.
Wow.
To get a novel done it takes about 6 months, but a lot of that is spent thinking, which is spent, and when I say thinking, I mean, you wander around, you walk the dog, you watch a little Netflix, you read a book, you kind of let the mind work on things subconsciously. So I think, my kids, they used to grow. I think my kids grew up wondering whether I ever worked at all, because I would work between the hours when they were at school to actually type. But then the rest of the time, I'm just hanging out all the time, coaching Little League or coaching soccer, doing whatever.
Well, you have to live life to accrue some knowledge about things that you can incorporate into these tales of fiction. We found out a long time ago that we were spending so much time together that, those moments that you pick up in life that you can talk about as content and topics for the show were eluding us. So if you don't do that, then you're just cutting it off completely.
I would agree, right?
Yeah.
You need characters to fill out a novel, and all these characters come from somewhere in my head, and a lot of them bits and pieces, different people I meet, different people I know. Same thing with certain elements of a novel, certain things that happen, right? Even in Remain, this supernatural love story, there are elements that come from my own life.
Well, let's get to that, because Night Shyamalan is a friend of the show, and we've done stuff with him, and he is, of course, a tremendous storyteller in his own right. And the mechanism by which this book/movie, soon to be movie, it came into being is you both sort of wrote projects or came up with ideas and basically pitched them to each other.
Yeah. It started as one of those Hollywood things. My people talked to his people, said, hey, let's get these two together. Let's see if they could do a project. And I've heard that dozens of times over the last 25 years. This one actually came through. I think I started hearing about it in late 2022. By March of 23, they said, hey, you're going to meet with Night in May. And the goal of that meeting was, or the plan was, we were both supposed to come up with an original story that would work as a novel and a film for my readers and his fans. And, I think also the main purpose of that meeting, to be quite frank, was to see whether or not we even wanted to work together.
Right, yeah. You don't know.
Met each other.
Yeah.
And sometimes you meet someone, you're like, oh, this could be more trouble than it's worth. And we're both at the stage where we're old enough. We don't need to add more stress to our lives. And we certainly didn't need to work together. But we got along well. And 14 months after that, he called me, said, hey, that story that we conceived, okay, I'm going to make it my next film. And I said, okay, I guess I'll go ahead and write the novel.
I was not aware that I guess this is fairly common for things to work this way, in that it wasn't you two who had the idea. Someone, a manager, an agent, or whoever had said, what would be great is if we got these two crazy kids together.
It's actually a good idea.
Yeah, it is a great idea, but I had no idea that is how things like this come about or can come about.
Well, I can't speak to how all ideas come about, but certainly this one. And of course, it's not uncommon, right? We often hear of actors who say something like, oh, I've always wanted to work with this particular director. Mm-hmm. In fact, here's a funny story. Night had recently finished the script. I mean, he may have been printing it out for the very first time. So this is somewhere last October or whatever. And he gets a call out of the blue from a guy named Jake Gyllenhaal, who's going to be in town.
Yeah.
And he says, hey, let's get together for lunch or breakfast or wherever they met, right? And he called Knight, and at that breakfast, lunch meeting, whatever it was, he said, just keep in mind, I'd really like to be in one of your projects one day. Lo and behold, Knight pulls out the script and says, well, why don't you go ahead and read this? Jake had no idea that was coming, but it's just kind of one of those things sometimes. So the point of that story is Jake wanted to work with Knight in the same way that maybe an actor wants to work with Steven Spielberg or something like that, right? Or, oh gosh, I really respect the acting ability of Robert Downey Jr. I'd love to do anything with him. I think it's common, right?
No, absolutely. Hollywood is legendary, the amount of just sort of happenstance meetings that result in projects getting done that way. Now, there is an actual confluence of events in your past. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Knight was supposed to write the script for The Notebook, correct?
Correct. He was one of the writers approached, but he couldn't do it because he was doing a project called The Sixth Sense. So he didn't have time for that. And we ended up getting another writer, and it was funny. Then years later, not knowing, just being a fan of Knight's work, and I loved the film A Sixth Sense, like I'm sure pretty much everyone did. In my novel Safe Haven, my goal was I wonder if I could do something similar but different, right? You don't want to take his idea, but there's a secondary character in Safe Haven. She lives right next door to the main female character, and by the end of the novel, you don't know whether that neighbor was really there or if she wasn't, or was she a ghost or just the figment of the main.
Oh, that's cool. That's great.
Yeah. And I did that as a silent wink or nod to Knight. He wasn't even aware of it, but it's like, look, that was a great movie, and let me see if I could do it in novel form. And so I did it. So that was that. So we have these weird things in the past that I just think shows that we both like good stories.
Yeah. With an emotional, Knight's ability to make you cry, to be emotional and not be cheesy. And that's something we told you when you were in the studio. You have, though you're writing like quote unquote romance novels, but they can fall prey to that easily. You don't. You manage to hit the sweet spot. So you're both right in the same pocket in your various genres.
Yeah, and it's interesting. A lot of people think this is a really wild collaboration, but I think if you ask both Knight and I, we both kind of have the same things we like in a good story. Hey, you want a story that is compelling, that either captures a reader or captures a viewer, but you also want to have characters, and you want to have these characters have arcs and growths in ways that maybe surprise the reader at times. And of course, you want to have twists at the end, things that the readers don't expect, because if you don't pull off the ending of a novel or you don't pull off the ending of a film, people don't have good thoughts about that novel.
It's true. It's true.
The ending is the most important thing, right? It is. If you don't have that, look, you go to the end of the Lord of the Rings, right? And so Sauron wins the whole thing, and Bilbo dies, and the world's destroyed. Nobody's seeing that trilogy. You got to have an ending.
Check it out. Yeah.
Nicholas, are you a baseball fan?
A bit, right? I follow the sport. I'm certainly not a major fan. I don't do any of the fantasy league things.
There's a point to this question, because last night I'd never seen The Notebook before, ever, and yesterday it was available, so I started watching it yesterday afternoon, and then I put on the Phillies game last night, and I watched that, and that was just as depressing as some scenes from The Notebook. And that movie, the game ended, and it didn't end the way that I wanted it to, and so I sat there on the couch for about 10 minutes. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to finish The Notebook. So last night, I'm already upset and sad, and then I watched the end of the movie, and I just want to tell you, I know that it's been out for 21 years as a movie, and you wrote it well before that. Thank you. Your book and that movie helped me get through a very difficult time in my life last night.
Yeah, well, sorry about the Phillies there. These things happen, right? It's the game of millimeters.
Well, let me ask you to that point, Nicholas, because you with all the many books you've written that have been made into films, I think you don't usually write the screenplays to your movies, correct?
No, I mean, I have.
Yeah.
I wrote the last song, and I always consult on the scripts, right? I work very closely with the producers, and when we do that, we try to find writers that pretty much get the novel, like the novel, want to capture as many elements of the novel as they can, while understanding it's an entirely different medium.
But you write cinematically, which is surprising to me because they port so well to film. And is it just because of the mechanics of actual script writing, or is it, or do you feel that you've clearly got the chops to do it? What keeps you or has kept you from doing it in more instances?
Oh, well, okay. Okay, time for the total honesty and candor moment.
Yeah.
Okay, when I write a novel, I'm the king. I'm the king. I'm the ruler. I don't have to deal with anybody.
Right.
What I say goes. An editor can say, hey, I suggest you make this change. You can say, no, I refuse to do so. And guess what? Your novel gets published. It gets marketed.
Yeah.
The same way if you'd said yes. Okay, so I'm the king. Now you go and write a screenplay. Oh, my goodness. You got studio execs. You got directors. You got producers who might have different ideas. And so you just don't have the control over the project, I guess you'd say. I think it's the same reason that Knight finances his films now, right? He does that so that he can make the film that he wants.
It's very honest. Yeah.
And there it is. So, and then I don't want to work all the time, guys. I mean, if I start adding scripts and things like that while still having to do novels, I am working all the time. And there was a period in my life when I was willing to do that, right? When you're climbing up the mountain and seeing whether you can do things. But look, I'm turning 60 this year, right? My kids are grown. I don't need to what end would I write screenplays? I mean,
it's true. You got to make some time. I mean, there's as they say, there's more behind you than there is in front of you right now. So you want to get what you got coming to you.
Exactly. You want to enjoy life a little bit, enjoy my grandkid and my granddaughter, and see my kids whenever they can. My daughter's home from. She's on break. She's in law school at the University of Miami, so she's home for a few days. And you know what? It's been fun just hanging out with her without feeling like, man, I got to get the screenplay done and a novel.
Right.
Nicholas, I'm blown away the method of a novelist and how you guys do what you do. I can't wrap my mind around it. It's just entirely too much. And I love reading, and I'm fascinated how you come up with projects. But I'm also curious about at some point in the creation of one. If you find yourself at a standstill and you don't know where you're going to go with this, do you set that aside? Do you come back to it another time and take another swing at it later on, or wait for inspiration to happen, or are there occasions when you just completely bail on something that you put your sweat into and you just can't? You don't want to force it too hard.
Boy, what a great question. What a great question. Very intuitive of you. Thank you. It's interesting. There's two parts of writing. There's two parts. To simplify, you have to know what to write. And then once you know what you're writing, you have to know how to write it to maximize whatever you're trying to do, to keep it turning the pages, or to move or to set in motion a particular series of emotions, or to set the story in. But there are moments, even, I'm working on a novel now, and there was this moment where I didn't know what to do. I knew kind of what I wanted to do, but I didn't know what exactly to do, let alone how to write it. So for that, I just set it aside for 4 days, felt like a loser, like, I'm going to come up with it,
Imposter syndrome.
And then eventually the answer comes. So there's different ways to get through it. And I've worked all of them in the past. Sometimes I'll say, if I'm not sure what to do, I'll say, I know where this chapter, this section ends. And I'll literally outline a series of events. Okay, he leaves with the slamming of the door. Oh, okay. Why did he slam the door? She said something. What happened immediately before this? They were in an argument. What happened before that? And so you work backwards to the point you're at, and sometimes you can get there.
Okay.
Other times I'll set that aside. Like, again, the novel I'm working on, I wrote through chapters 1 through 10.5, little foggy on 10.5 through 13. So I said, well, I know where it's going to be at the end of chapter 13. Don't know what to do or how to get there yet. But okay, so then I wrote chapters 14 through 22. And then by the time I got through there, now I'm like, okay, now I'm a little bit clearer on what I do from 10 to 13. Other times I'll outline for I outline Message in a Bottle very seriously. I outlined the novel I'm working on now. Other times I don't outline. So whatever works to get through. I've also been a third or halfway into a novel and thrown it away.
No kidding.
Wow.
I just don't think it's going to work at all.
Wow.
Well, it's like the classic notion of the block of granite and the artist is going to chip away. It's there.
Yeah.
The work is there.
Yeah.
You just have to get the rest of it away. I wanted to ask you, so the event, which is a meet and greet with you and Knight,
Yes.
October 13th, 7 p.m. at the Miller Theater. Tickets at ensembleartsphilly.org. Have you done a couple of these already, or is this the first?
This will be the first. I'm looking forward to that, right? I mean, I've been doing a lot of the book promotion, right, early on, and then I'll meet up with Knight and we'll do a little bit more. But these events, none of us wanted to make Knight go on a full book tour, basically, like I do. And that's okay, right? And that's okay, whatever we can get. He's a busy guy. He's editing the film now, and really, I'd rather him do that. This is his hometown, basically, or his home area, so to speak. And I'm super excited to get to meet people in Philadelphia, and really excited for them to have a chance to meet Knight if they never have, to hear about the story.
He's great. He's great at these events, and obviously you're a good public speaker, and you both, I think, draw a lot from your respective fan bases.
Yeah, we do. I mean, I thank you for that, and very kind of you. I've been doing it for 25 years, so I feel pretty comfortable. And I think I think people will enjoy hearing about the story, where it came from, having some of their questions answered, like, well, what do you do with this? What happens if you two disagreed? How did you guys solve these problems? Or, I think people will be fascinated by that.
Well, we've been so fascinated by your body of work and your method. We haven't even talked about Remain yet. So let's dive into the story of that. What can you tell us about that?
Okay, really easy. It's right there on the cover, right? In addition to my name and his name at the very bottom, it says it's a supernatural love story. And I think that pretty much sums it up. It's about a guy named Tate. He's an architect. He's in his 30s. He's lost his sister he was very close to. He's a little depressed. He's going to go to a little town in New England, build and design and build his friend's home. Okay, because he's an architect. And so that's what he starts. Moves into his place where he's going to be staying, and sure enough, things start happening and mystery begins to settle in, and
I love it.
All sorts of love story elements, supernatural elements, all sorts of things going on right up until the final pages turn.
Really, all we need is your two names. That's it. That's all we need to know. But listen, so have you ever written an architect before?
No, not written an architect.
So it's got to be fun for you, for any author, I would imagine, that takes on a profession that they may not know a whole lot about. And obviously you've got to get, the research done on finding out how to include that into this person's personality. And obviously you're going to cover architecture in it. Is it fun for you to go and research those things that you may not know about initially?
It is, right? And it's a little surprising about architecture, right? Because I had years and years ago, I designed a home, right? And, I had architectural drawings and these types of things. Shoot, so much of it now is done on computer. It's really amazing. And it kind of took the fun out of, let's say, pen to paper and making your straight lines and doing all that.
Do you ever use place fillers? Like the line of dialogue would be, let me go get the pointy thing with the pencil attached to it.
And then you'll figure it out later.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, every now and then, right? Oh, and but that would be funny. Sometimes it's more like I'm referencing some guy. He's a character in the novel,
right?
The main character in the novel, and he had an ex, right? It's broken up now. He's in this thing. I'll say, yeah, I remember. She'll say, how is this person doing? Referencing his ex. And Man, sometimes I can't remember that name. So I just literally put XXX, right?
Until you remember it.
And then at the end of the day, I'll go back and say, now, where did I reference that? Oh, it must have been somewhere around there. And then I'll say, oh, okay, that's her
That's
name.
great.
Absolutely, you'll do that.
Let me ask you, because you're so good at doing it, and I mean, I've seen people try to resist your writing and your, as far as getting into the emotion of it, and you're going to lose a battle with Nicholas Sparks when it comes to that. But what has moved you? What movies? What romantic books? Anything that involves romance has moved you? Has left you a pile of tears?
Pile of tears.
Or a puddle of tears, I should say.
I'll tell you what, the biggest one, first one was probably Old Yeller, right?
Oh, man.
Dog.
Yep.
That really hit me. And I think the last movie I cried at, believe it or not, was Toy Story 3 because it was interesting.
That's another one, yes.
There was a very personal attachment to that. The original Toy Story was the first movie that my oldest son, Miles, was able to sit through and watch the whole movie. When they're young, they can't last the whole movie,
right,
no matter what it is. So he was 4 or 5, watched the whole thing, giggling at the end as Woody's trying to get back on the moving van and his face is flapping. I remember just hearing this joyful giggle, right? But
that's a memory. Yeah.
But by the time Toy Story 3 comes up, right, he's a young adult. He's heading off to college, and Andy's getting rid of his toys.
Yeah.
It just kind of hit me, right? Because of the reminders of or the meaningful moments in my own life, I guess. And of course, I've had dogs. So those are probably the two biggest.
It's what you connect to. I'm a big fan of one of my favorite writers of all time is Richard Matheson, who Somewhere in Time. If you talk about something that's a little bit out of the realm and romance, What Dreams May Come, all of those. But these two things dovetail nicely. These sort of magical Knight's stuff and your realm, I think they seem to make a perfect blend. Two great things that taste great together.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Thank you. I think people will enjoy it, and I think they're going to love the movie. Right?
Yeah.
I was there on set. I saw the dailies. I wasn't there the whole time, of course. I didn't want. I can be a distraction on the set, so because I don't have a job, I just sit there and eat the catering food, and everyone, and people feel like Knight feels like he might have to talk to me, but dude's trying to get the cameras right, the lighting, get the cast, do the rehearsal. So I limit my time there so he can do his job well. But of course, I've seen so many of the dailies, and the movie's going to be tremendous too.
Awesome.
Hey, when you're when the book is going to be made an audiobook, do you have a say in who the narrator is?
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, I do, and they always ask me, and I always say no. I got a funny story about that. I did it once for A Walk to Remember, and it was so funny. I thought I was going to go to this. I'd seen the beginning of these Pixar movies where people are in these beautiful glass-walled studios.
Yeah.
Talking. It's not like that when you do an audiobook. I mean, they sent me to Wilmington, North Carolina, which is fine, nothing wrong, beautiful city. Mm-hmm. But I go up, I get to the building, and most of the building is abandoned. Nobody there. They send me to the top floor. It used to be an old radio station. So there's just styrofoam all over the walls in this little tiny booth. It must have been 6 by 8. And the only things in there was a chair, a music stand, and a basket of apples.
Oh, okay.
And it was a hot summer day. It was 103 degrees, 104. I'm on the top floor. They have to turn the air conditioning off because the sound will do this. So I'm in there. I begin to sweat.
No.
But by the end of the day, I'm just sitting there in my underwear. And they make you, if you hit an S too hard, if you miss a word, you have to pick up at the paragraph and read it over again. Meanwhile, they say, oh, your voice is getting tacky. Take a bite of an apple. So I'm mowing through about 7 apples in an 8-hour day.
In your underwear.
5 degrees, sweating. I'm like, I am never reading an audio book.
That seems like something Knight would write.
Yeah. I tell you, it's funny. It was not the movie star Pixar glass studio. It wasn't even the mics you guys are. No, they're like, oh, you shifted in your chair.
Oh,
Please
my
pick up on that
God.
sentence.
That's horrible.
Over and over and over again.
I just read that you teamed up with Splenda, and you have some sweet sayings that are featured on the packets of Splenda packets, which I think is really cool.
That's just chicken salad recipe that I I read about. What is that?
Okay, so the New York Times came to my house to take a photo of the house. It was for their home section, and she walked in, and I'd made this huge double batch of chicken salad. And she asked what some of the greens were, and I said, well, there's 16 packets of Splenda in there. And of course, so that ends up in this New York Times article, which is supposed to be about my house, and people are like, oh, look, this has to be the worst tasting chicken salad of all time. My excuse for that is in the South, you use generally Duke's mayonnaise, which has no sugar added. If you're using Hellmann's or Kraft, they've added sugar. So there's no sweetness in a Duke's mayonnaise, plus it was a double batch. So you got a couple of things. I can get all defensive about my chicken salad and argue with people, or we can lean the heck into it. And so we started making chicken salad on my book tour. We hand it out to everybody. Next thing you know, Splenda's calling and say, hey, let's team up. They invite me as a guest at the Indianapolis 500 to be with the Splenda car. And, you know, I end up on their boxes with my chicken salad recipe. And oh, by the way, it's a pretty good recipe. If you use Duke's mayonnaise.
If you use Duke's.
You're going to use Hellmann's.
Yeah.
You see, then you don't use the Splenda. It's just one or the other.
I love that. That's hilarious.
That's wonderful.
I'm going to have to try it.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's nice. I like mine with a little bit of texture. So there's crunchy celery in there.
Yeah.
There's crunchy onions. There's a little bit of jalapenos in there.
Oh, good call.
And so it's and then I try to make it easy. So it's rotisserie chickens. Look, I don't want to cook and boil. I don't want to make a big deal out of making chicken salad.
Yeah.
So look, rotisserie chicken done. Celery's done.
There you
Onions
go.
are done.
But us for
mayonnaise done. Right?
The key for us though is obviously got to make sure your hands are clean, but you got to like shred the chicken with your hands. I don't know if you do that or not.
I got a better way, buddy.
What do you do?
I do. Here, I'll tell you. You get your rotisserie chicken and then while it's still warm, you put it into a Ziploc baggie, a big Ziploc baggie, and you massage it. I'm serious. Like
it all comes off the bone.
Tissue. And all the skin and bones fall out. You literally pluck all the meat right out.
So you're saying always massage your chicken before.
Deeply.
Yeah.
If you're going to be having your rotisserie,
Swedish massage.
a deep sweet. If you have a recipe that's like just the chicken.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
That's a good idea.
Look, I'm telling you, it's the way to do it. I mean, I squish that thing, use the palms of my hands, and then I just reach in the bag, and the meat is there. The skin stays in the bag. The bones stay in the bag. It's great.
Honestly, when I found out we were having you on the show, the last thing on my list that I thought we would be talking about was chicken salad recipes, Nicholas. So thank you, because we never know where things are going to go on this radio program.
Well, this is fun, right?
I love it. Okay, so October 13th at the Miller Theater, both Nicholas and Night Shyamalan are going to be doing I guess it's a meet and greet, a discussion.
Yeah.
About Remain and whatever else I would imagine you guys want to get into about the movie making and novel writing process. So it should be fascinating. Two of the absolute best here in our city to sit down and talk about it. You're such a great guy. Thank you so much for your body of work and your time to spend with us talking about this. And we just appreciate your time. And hopefully we'll get to encounter you in person. Maybe we'll see you on the 13th at the Miller Theater.
Absolutely. I'd love that. All right, guys. Thanks for having me this morning. A lot of fun.
Appreciate it. Nicholas Sparks, everyone. Take care of yourself, sir. We'll see you soon. Wow.
Yeah.
Fascinating guy. Absolutely fascinating.
It's a lot
guy.
of work, man. A lot of work.
You know what he made me think of for a moment, or you made me think of, Steve, by asking the question. And he said that Old Yeller was the first book that really, floored him emotionally. I can't think of one off of the top of my head like that of what really nailed me emotionally. But I remember the first book that I ever read that made me go, okay, literature. You know, it made me go, wow, okay. Because leading up to that point, the idea of reading was just like I was not a book reader as a kid. And this was probably sophomore year, junior year of high school.
Right.
And so in English class, which was my absolute least favorite class, we read The Lottery.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Shelley, right? Isn't that who wrote
Shirley
that?
Jackson.
Shirley Jackson. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Shirley Jackson. And I remember that book takes you all the way up to the end until you realize what's happening.
Yeah.
And then when you find out, it was like, it blew me away because it was fairly boring up until that point for me. And then, bang, the twist happened. And I was like, whoa, man, this is good. And that opened up, and I didn't start reading right away. I didn't start diving into that. But it was the thought of that made me want to eventually seek out books.
Well, you
read.
look at another title and you go, is this going to be? So I just had this conversation. I remember the first quote unquote book outside of school. And I mean, like in third grade, fourth grade, we read, Dick and Jane, and literally the classic High Roads and these things. But I was of that age, maybe a bit younger, and there was a collection of Charlie Brown in paperback. And as a little kid, very young, to sit there and read through, which is about all, I'm not going to sit there and read, Kafka, at that time. So,
right.
But I remember completing the book and like going, wow, like it was a kind of a story, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And that was my, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
And that started me on the progression, knowing that you could derive. Now, mind you, I fought for a long time audible books, but now I love them because you just don't get the time. We do so much reading in preparation for the show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the thrill of just cracking open a book and reading it and being moved to tears when you're reading a book.
Man,
it's
I remember
unbelievable.
As a kid, they trying to trick us into reading with the Choose Your Own Adventure.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, okay, if you want to do this, go to page 52. I'm like, okay, I'll go to 52. You're dead. I'm like, God damn it, I chose the wrong one.
Yeah.
Damn it. I chose wrong every single time.
Yeah, it's like read Mad Libs. Yeah.
But was there ever a book that kind of like one of the first ones that really?
No, I'm not a reader. I don't. I don't
That's
read.
all right.
It takes me too long. I don't read. I mean, I've read books. I read I just.
You know what killed me?
I remember like feeling like I accomplished something when I like finished like Rumblefish in high school or whatever.
The Ketchup Kid, though, that's more whimsical,
That was
right?
a kid
right?
thing, yeah.
Hey, Preston, one of the earliest books that I read where I remember I was crying was Animal Farm.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
And you can get that. You can get that when you're really young, and you can get that when you're older, and you're getting all the stuff that's coming into it and what Orwell's talking about.
Yeah.
But and do you remember the first time anything of an artistic level, whether it be a movie or a TV show, where you cried? Because I clearly do.
Oh.
I clearly do.
You remember the first time?
First time.
What was it?
It was an episode of Lassie.
Oh.
I'm going to well up now talking about Lassie got caught in rapids. And I remember, I knew it was a TV show, and I remember running to my mother, who, great memories now coming into it, and saying, like, I remember, and I was like, I'm asking, is Lassie going to live?
Mm-hmm.
But I knew it was a TV show, but it just caught me in a way, and I was even surprised at myself, like that. First off, I loved animals, but that's when I realized the power, of things of that level, whether it be music, whether it be that narrative or anything to actually to touch you.
Did she say Lassie is definitely going to live? Now, the dog that played Lassie probably died in the making of that.
She said, what you just ate for dinner was Lassie.
Oh, man.
No. Speaking of crying, of a film moving you to tears, it happens regularly for me. And as you age, you have more of an emotional connection to things that you've lived out in your life, and you can relate now. But the Nicholas Sparks stuff, dude. Walk to Remember and The Notebook. And Nick, so you watched The Notebook for the first time last night.
I started it yesterday afternoon and then finished it after the Phillies game.
It was probably happier than the finishing of the Phillies game.
I honestly, I swear to God, Casey, here's how I felt about watching The Notebook last night.
I wish I had dementia.
Honestly, this is how I felt about it. Baseball is trivial.
Yeah.
And like I love baseball, but in the grand scheme of things, going to bed with somebody that you love at the end of the night is more important than a baseball game.
Right. And did you shed some tears watching this?
Well, it was I don't shed tears most of the time watching a movie for the first time.
Okay.
I need a couple of watches to see and get to know the characters a little bit more, and then I get more invested in the story upon subsequent viewings. The first time around, hardly ever do I cry on stuff.
I can. If it's done well, it'll catch me the first time. And I mean, I will specifically watch things to get that emotion, to tap into it. Things around the holidays, I know what to turn to if I want to destroy myself.
I forgot what I was watching not that long ago, and one of my kids was in the room, and I don't remember who. I wish I could remember what it was. But man, I was sniveling. I mean, I was.
Oh boy, dude!
I was just.
It's what happens if you have a soul.
I was totally and completely crying my eyes out.
I was watching this movie. These co-eds had ordered a pizza.
Okay,
and the guy shows up at the door, and he has sex with them.
Oh my God!
Crying.
Did he say, "Here's the pepperoni"? So
it was
sad.
amazing.
So sad.
No. But yes, it's an interesting. I will actually turn to movies like that periodically or things like that because I want to tap into that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
it's not a bad thing.
No,
no.
You know what'll do it to me every time? Glory.
Oh my God!
Glory.
Yes.
There are 4 or 5 moments in the movie Glory, maybe more, that will just slay me, and I'm moved and inspired.
Oh man, when Denzel picks up the flag, I'm crying right now. Come on, like, oh my God,
the scene, and we actually had the director, in the studio, Ed Zwick, and I asked him because there's the scene where the regiment gets there. You're talking about people who are treated as possessions, who are now able to
give them hell. 54th.
Well, that when they get their uniforms, they're marching, and they Casey, they march by Fred Sanford.
Frederick Douglass, right?
And
for those who don't know, Casey one time saw a picture of Frederick Douglass, and it did look a little like Red Fox, but anyhow.
But that scene where they're proud and it's just amazing.
It was interesting that Nicholas Sparks mentioned Toy Story 3 because that movie gets me, and that'll make me cry every time. But I think I'm more apt to cry at movies that I connect with on when my son was little. Inside Out is definitely one of them. Bing Bong, just every damn time.
Nick,
but any Pixar movie that I watched growing up, that he watched growing up, that I watched with him, they get you on different levels. Monsters, man, Monsters Inc. Like when she opens the closet door and Kitty's not there anymore.
Yeah.
F you.
Yeah.
I'm done.
All right. What about League of Their Own?
League of Their Own,
which has some cry moments in it. But no, the other Field of Dreams. Does that one get you?
That'll get me every time. Yeah, and that's obviously a baseball movie, but it's more about his connection with his father that slays me. The Natural, that'll make me cry.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of baseball movies that make me cry. Also, reality
sports
TV will make me cry when I'm watching a Phillies game at, on a Monday night.
Oh, we're calling,
it's reality TV.
That's reality. That's my reality TV. Slays me.
That was tough to watch. Man, it came close at the end there, though. I thought
that's the worst part.
I know,
is that
right?
They suck you back in and they score a run in the 8th inning, and then he lays down a bunt for crying out loud.
By the way, I wasn't watching, but is that how Nick Castellanos got caught at third?
Yeah, our slowest runner.
Yeah.
On second base.
Okay.
And Bryson Stott with nobody out. Bob Thompson decides that bunting is the right move. Anyway, back to movies that make you cry.
All right.
You did say, though, Nick, as you remember at the beginning of all this, and you there was a moment of sober thought as we were going into this. You were saying this is a world-class, top caliber team that the Phils are facing.
It's rational thought versus irrational thought, and emotion versus the inability to control one's emotions. And last night I was not able to control my emotions.
I'm just asking for
as they say, ergo, the pain you describe, Casey, watching the misery that sports can, the misery and the joy.
That's why I turned it off. I mean, I turned it off after actually the Dodgers hadn't even scored a run yet. They had 2 hits, and I was like, game over. Because I understand the sport and I understand momentum and stuff like that. I was like, well, this game's over right now. Like our top 4 hitters can't make contact with the ball,
I was thinking about you last night, Casey, because my wife and I were watching the game, and even when the Phillies had a bit of a rally towards the end of the game, she just turns to me. She's like, "Is this fun? Are we having fun? Are we enjoying this at all?" And I was like, "Not really. No." And anyway, There's another rant for another time. By the way, I sent Marissa some audio. Barkan and Ricky Bo and Ruben Amaro Jr. got into it last night. And the reason is they were all frustrated and angry and upset. But it's interesting to see these and Barkan's in studio tomorrow. I want to get his impressions on it.
Okay.
These seasoned, terrific broadcasters. I'm a fan of all of those guys. Ben Davis, by the way, just sat there and didn't say a damn thing. But the other three guys are yelling at each other back and forth. And it's because they were pissed. And I understand their frustration.
Were they yelling at each other or with each other?
A little of both.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
because I think they all agree.
Yes. Yeah, Ricky was angry.
Yeah.
Michael was trying to be the host and navigate his way through the forest, and Ruben was just talking.
All right. Well, we'll have him in tomorrow, so we'll get to we'll play that with him and see what they have to say. All right. With this, I want to take a break and come back in a moment. Do want to remind you we made an announcement earlier this morning morning.
Mormont?
This mormont and a yellow belly mormont. That's an animal, right? All right. Anyhow. We have the Cardboard Classic date set aside now. It is official. Mountain Fest 26 with our friends at Montage Mountain and the Cardboard Classic. Friday, March 6th. That's when it's going to happen. And there's going to be not only the event, the Cardboard Classic itself, and then a party right afterwards with the band M80s on stage right at the base where we are.
Yeah.
The next day, Saturday for Mountain Fest, the bands Sugar Ray and Wheatus will be performing, and they're going to be doing pond skimming and fireworks and all that good stuff.
It's great. It's great.
Go to WMMR.com, get the details on it, but you can set that, put it in your calendar for March 6th. It is a Friday, the Cardboard Classic 2026. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with the Bizarre File, so stay with us.
It lives in my house, and I get to see it every day, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys.
Okay.
All right.
Whoa. It is an old-time adding machine.
Oh, wow.
Or the calculator, if you will, but it's a type that you would find in, like, a store.
And you pull the lever down when
the clerk would print up your receipt.
Or at Magnata and Sons office in South Philadelphia, because this was my grandmother's adding machine where she kept the books.
Let's hear some noise from that. Let's hear it. Crank it. There you go.
That's really cool.
That's awesome. When my grandparents had one, it was a little bit bigger than that. And as a kid, I played with it all the time. I loved it.
You're fascinated. Preston, we used to have the old, Underwood typewriters. I mean, the real old, the kind of stuff Tom Hanks collects. And you're fascinated by them as a kid.
Wait, so are these bells?
Yeah, no, that should be where the printer ribbon is.
Oh, maybe that's why it doesn't print anymore.
There's a ribbon that goes between those. There's two reels.
Technically, Preston, it's an adding machine / Sibian.
It's about that size.
So there's still there's still addition, or there's still numbers on it from the last thing my grandmother typed. Because my grandmother never stopped working, so my dad or my grandfather probably just handed her a calculator and she just swapped it out. Was like, all right, I'm done with these numbers, and boom, on to the next thing.
Was it an accounting firm? What was it, Marissa?
A HVAC plumbing company.
Oh, okay.
So they were right there on Snyder Avenue, and my grandmother was in the office and kept the books.
See, I want something like. Oh, okay, I have another idea then. Okay, you guys are giving. Kathy, do you have any ideas now? You said you do.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know. I remember exactly what it was.
Yeah, I wrote down a couple more things, so I'll be ready for another show.
I think you guys all killed it.
This says it's a Burroughs portable adding machine.
Look at how portable it is. Only weighs 112 pounds.
And this is the type of thing that if you were at a general store or something like that, because my grandparents owned a general store, and that's what they would use to ring up the receipts.
And Preston, you put this in like an antique store out, in any remote area, and a little extra dust on it, you could sell it for a lot of money.
Yeah, totally.
I bet you could, right? I mean, these things, people love these things.
Yeah, I was in a store just this weekend, and they had things like this all over decorating
How
the
much?
store.
I'm sorry.
No, it was a clothing store, and this was just filling out the shelves.
So is that out as decoration in your house?
It
Or you
is.
just- yeah.
It's in all
Marissa's got, I'm sorry to interrupt, she's got some cool antiques. You have antique cameras, radios? Or have you started doing radios yet?
I'd love to get an
I
antique
have
radio.
a radio that's my boyfriend's grandfather. So all the cameras you'll see in a Zoom call or when I did my TV show, they were in the background. Those are all my grandparents.
They're kind of like the ones that you look down at, you know?
Yeah.
You look down into they're really cool.
So it's everything from my grandparents, the old ones, like the Polaroid ones, to the ones my dad used in the 60s and
Like
the 70s.
A Browning camera, like the
one like that from
Yeah,
my grandfather,
right.
and then a Nikon from my parents and things like that. And then I have photos that I realized later that were like developed on that and are printed and hanging on my wall from those cameras.
Cool.
Well, oh, excellent. Well done,
That's
Marissa.
awesome.
I love
Thanks,
it.
guys.
Show and tell.
First ever Preston and Steve show and tell. And Marissa's adding machine. That's really cool. All right, so now we've given some ideas to
Yes,
Steve
now
and
we have
Kathy.
ideas. Yes.
And next time, I think we'll have a full class participation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I sent you guys the link for my shoes. You guys might want to get them now before everybody gets them.
I know. All right, well, thank you guys. Let's take a break. Come back in a second. When we return, Mr. Alex Lifeson of Rush, talking about his new band, Envy of None. His fellow bandmate, Andy Kern, will be joining us as well. We'll be back in a moment. Don't forget, it's Tattoos Day as well. You want a Preston and Steve tattoo? Text the word tattoo to 39333. It's from Floating World Tattoo and Piercing on South Street. We'll be back in a few.
Preston and Steve.
Quickly, Nick, you wanted to plug the big climb coming up.
Yeah, we're really excited for it this year. Big Climb Philly benefits Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and I've done Big Climb in the past, and it's been in a building in Center City. But this year, it's at the Link, which I'm really excited about. I got to go down to the Link yesterday. We did sort of a backstage tour and places of that building that I'd never been before, and what the course is going to look like. And it's a bunch of stairs at the beginning, and then basically up and down the stands as you go, and it's sort of around the building and the lower concourse. So it's May 6th. I would love for you to join Team Luke. My nephew Luke is in remission from leukemia. He's doing really well. But LLS is just an awesome organization, and we'd love to have you be a part of Team Luke. It's Saturday, May 6th. It's in the morning. All the information's up on my social media and on PrestonandSteve.com. But it's a great event, and it's going to be really cool to have it at the Link this year.
Nice. And you guys will be going up and down stairs as opposed to just all the way up, right?
There's a staircase in the close to one of the main entrances that goes up, I think, like 5 flights. And then so we go up that, and then we come down the ramps, and then we go up and down the stands quite a bit around the lower concourse.
That's pretty cool.
And then down into like the locker rooms and the tunnels and stuff. So you come out onto the field at the end of it. And Preston, I think you had an event there last year, right? And
yes, it's with the Take Steps walk for the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
Yeah, and it's a cool place to have a charity event. So I'm psyched that it's there this year.
Excellent. All right. Well, good luck to you, sir. It's going to be awesome. I usually don't put a whole lot of stock in the National This Day, National That Day when it comes to food. Because sometimes we find out like there's multiple ones.
Yeah,
and, like
it's a
there's
bunch of
multiple
crap.
National Pancake Days and stuff like that. Although we do talk about that one, but today it's National Grilled Cheese Day.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
I am a massive fan of a good grilled cheese sandwich. We've talked about the pairing with tomato basil soup, which is one of my favorites.
When you get tomato soup and a good grilled cheese, that's about,
Yeah. It's a
about
great
as
snow day activity.
Yeah.
What was the name of the place that we had?
Meltdown?
Meltdown.
Oh, man.
Yeah, mother of God.
They were so good. The problem is that they were overpriced. You know what I mean? Because they were in and around the area.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if they're around that much anymore, but
I like
excellent.
riffs on the grilled cheese. I mean, I do like the standard easy way to go is just bread, butter, obviously to grill it with. And a good cheese, even just your standard American slices will work just fine. But if you throw in a little cheddar and stuff like that, or Gouda, it can get much better. But there's stuff you can add to it like pesto, tomato. Oh, yum, man.
Yeah.
there's a guy who listens to our show, and he lives in Idaho. And we talked about him before. He apparently has the greatest grilled cheese recipe of all time.
Liar!
And he will not give it to me in writing.
Really?
Yeah, he wants me to call him so he can talk me through the steps.
Are you going to do it?
No.
Why?
No, because it's not that.
You don't want to give your phone number.
No, not necessarily. No, because I make a good grilled cheese. I don't need your help.
All right,
bro.
what's your grilled cheese?
Listen, the secret ingredient is
love.
Is butter. Lots of butter.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just as simple as that.
So I'm going to mention a bit. The Couch Tomato has a grilled cheese sandwich that is extraordinary, and it uses the toast is buttered.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what makes it different than being toasted. Making it grilled is use either some butter or oil, but butter is usually the way to go. So let me ask you this fundamental technique question when it comes to grilled cheese. Do you butter the bread?
No.
All right. How do you do it?
I do a straight up, and first of all, I have a griddle, so I like to make it on the electric griddle rather than on the frying pan or whatever. But I take a huge pat of butter and I stick that on the griddle and I let that melt,
There you
but
go.
not all the way.
Okay.
You know, just and then I throw the whole grilled cheese on that and I spread it around. Then I take another pat of butter and I put that on the top. I don't spread it. And then when it's time to flip it, I flip it and I allow that to melt and then I mix it around.
I was raised on buttering the bread.
I'm down with that.
You have to butter the bread.
Yeah.
But the tough part of that is when you take butter and you spread it on untoasted bread, it can sometimes tear the bread a little bit. And you lose a little bit of your integrity and
your cohesion.
Your sandwich.
So what they do a lot of times on these Grateful Dead fish lots is they'll have a paintbrush and they will take already melted butter and they will spread it with the paintbrush and that's how they
that's a
apply
great
that
way
as
to
well.
do it too. If you have the time to melt the butter ahead of time and take a brush and brush it onto the bread, that's probably the best technique. But I have come around on throwing the butter onto the warm skillet and then putting the bread on top of that. But then you have the mystery of that other side. You
after
take
you
it off
do?
and then you throw down more butter and let that melt, or do your technique where you put it on ahead of time.
Yeah, I put that pat of butter. And it's a big old pat.
Do you guys remember a butter campaign that was give them a little pat of butter?
Give them that pat. Yes,
Butter.
absolutely.
Give them a little pat of butter. Butter. It just made me think of
It was
that.
also the theme song to Law and Order SVU.
I did not know that initially.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I have a technical question.
Yes.
Wawa has a campaign right now for these grilled paninis.
Oh my God, my daughter loves them.
Right. And they look terrific. They look like they're a lot.
Yeah.
One of the grilled paninis is grilled with mac and cheese.
That's her favorite.
Okay. Is that a grilled cheese sandwich?
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, it's a panini.
Wait a second.
I'd call it a grilled. Well, it's not grilled because it's
a panini.
Well, it depends
It's
on.
not ciabatta, it's panini.
Right, I know, but it depends on whether they butter or use oil to
I have a follow-up question.
Now there's
Does it
I
involve
know they
dragons?
put it in a panini press. Maybe that is considered that because it may be a grilled cheese with pasta.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
You
Now, do you think, follow-up question, Wawa would send us some so we could sample them?
Well, a panini press is a.
It's kind of a grilled cheese, right?
No, it's a whole different sandwich. It's a panini.
Now, let me ask you guys this because
Says Master Chef. Master Chef Kathy Romano.
just a few years ago, 3-4 years ago, I came to this amazing
country
revelation of using leftover meatballs, and I make a grilled cheese meatball sandwich. Now, I don't necessarily consider it a meatball first sandwich. I consider it a grilled cheese sandwich first.
With meatballs.
With meatballs, because what I'll do is I cut up the meatballs, I cook them in the microwave, then I put them on, the cheesed bread, but I use provolone cheese, and then I use the sauce to taste, not overly sauce it, but like sauce to taste, and then I grill that with the butter and all that. And I'm telling you, it is amazing.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the way to get creative with grilled cheese is using the different types of cheese. Once you start to add in elements
like meat,
you're on your way to a
it.
cheeseburger.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that,
You know what
Steve.
I'm
I think
saying?
it takes it. I think
So
it
it's a
takes-
meatball sandwich and not a grilled cheese.
I think so.
would be-
I think that once you add meat, that's the main ingredient.
Right.
That has become the main
The
ingredient.
cheese needs to be the star.
The cheese needs to be the star.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You don't have to
That's
be
the
a-
name of my book.
And tell us about your book, The Cheese Needs to Be the Star. Well, it's really pretty much a look back at my career in radio.
Preston, have you seen the number of texts coming in saying that one should use mayo instead of butter?
There's a
grilled-
guy on the line right or girl.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've
says
seen
that.
it. I have not dared
Come on.
to
I
try
rebuke you.
No.
I've not dared to try it, but that is a technique. So we have a few people. Let me go to Dave
right.
here. Hi, Dave. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, Dave?
Not much. Yeah, mayo is it. It doesn't tear the bread like butter would, and it fries up crisp.
Well, mayo is also.
It's a wholly different flavor than butter, though.
It would.
You know what I mean?
I would have to try it, honestly.
Yeah.
I'll do it today.
Yeah, I would have to try it. So
I like it's odd because Steve, I do like mayonnaise, but the idea of searing it like that seems kind of gross.
There are a lot of eggs in mayo. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's eggs and oil.
Right.
So
So you got both ingredients. Yeah, you know, I would
there's
have
no
to
eggs
try
and
it.
butter.
Ooh.
There's no eggs and
And
butter,
you
though.
can't tune a fish.
If you
Yeah.
don't tune your butt.
You know,
I don't know.
dated a girl for a hot minute who they made their French toast with
Thanks, Dave.
cheese. And so now I'm wondering if you were to make a grilled cheese and then kind of coat everything in the egg wash the same way
Well,
you
it's a
would.
Monte Cristo sandwich is
Okay.
made that way.
All
It's French toast and then
WMMR.
Awesome. Thank you, Marissa. So the big friggin' deal this week, and by the way, it's almost always half off on something or 2 for 1. And this week it is buy one ticket to Legoland Discovery Center and get one free.
Oh, that's cool.
Very much so. Plymouth Meeting Mall, and it's a perfect family adventure. We used to go when my kids were younger. We went there a few times. It was so
And
cool.
it's pretty big, right?
It's very big.
You wouldn't know it just on the surface, but it's or like on the front of it, but it's huge.
Well, yeah, you walk in. Now, I haven't been there in years.
Yeah.
But you walk in, and the main room it's very big, and these structures they build are gigantic.
Yeah.
It is like it's a city in there. It's really, really awesome. So they have the 4D cinema. I didn't know that.
Oh, that's cool.
They didn't have that when I went there years ago when my kids were tiny. Lego building zones and a bunch more. And you can get the deal now through Sunday while the supplies last at WMMR.com/deals. And now we're starting to turn to where you start considering like indoor activities and stuff like that. And that's one of them for sure.
Flirting with the notion of getting the Lego Titanic.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I want to get that too.
Yeah.
I had thought about that. It doesn't have the most pieces. It's one of the biggest ones that you can get. I think it is the second most pieces. The first, the largest one, or at least with the most pieces we have, which is a world map.
Yeah.
And it's all because they're little dots.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
there's like
yeah.
thousands of these little dots. But I like that Titanic, man. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, because also it has the sections that are the watertight compartments where you can separate, quote unquote.
Yeah, you can open it up,
As
I think.
history tells us, that didn't quite work.
No, but we're looking at a video, a picture of it right now.
It's
and
pretty awesome.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
All right, real quick before we get to the B-File, a couple of butt plugs I don't want to pass along. There was a rain date. This was for Bikers Against Child Abuse. And I got this email from, who did it come from? All right, well, anyway, it's from Skids.
Skids?
And Skids sent this in,
We
yes.
love Skids.
So it is rescheduled for Tuesday, October 14th from 4 to 10 p.m. And I believe the details, because Nick had forwarded this over to me as well, are at PrestonandSteve.com. And so they've changed that, and it's a Dine to Donate event. And, of course, they are raising funds to create a safer environment for abused children. This will be at Texas Roadhouse in Sicklerville, New Jersey, 631 Cross Keys Road. So reschedule that if you're planning on going, or if this is new to you, then go check that out. October 14th, 4 to 10 p.m. So thank you, Skids. And then one more plug. This I got from Joanna O'Gara. And she said, hey, I am the event planner / rescuer for the Wet Nose Rescue Pet Fair.
Oh, nice.
Which is this Saturday at the Warminster Community Park. And it is a community event that our rescue has done for 15 years to raise awareness for Adopt, Don't Shop, to help our rescue and our rescue network to pay for the never-ending rising costs of veterinary care for dogs that we rescue from the South Jersey area. Is it South Jersey? But from the South, she says. So anyhow. And so you can take a look at this or check it out October 11th from 10 to 3 p.m. at Warminster Community Park. So
That's excellent.
Want to give it a little plug. Yep. All right, Bizarre File time, and here we go.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Liberty Safes of New Jersey. They want to help you shop smarter for a safe. Shop one of their showrooms on Horizon Drive in Hamilton or Route 73 and Mount Laurel, or you can go to libertysafesnj.com. All right, how about this, man? A U.S. Postal Service worker was shot in the face during an altercation Friday afternoon in Everett, Washington, and a rival package delivery driver is the one who shot him.
Okay. So it's Courier Wars?
It was Amazon against the U.S. Postal Service.
Wow.
The incident took place at the West Mall Apartments. The victim was transported to the hospital with a gunshot wound.
You can come to our area, but take off your colors.
Neighbors, it's like the Warriors.
Yeah.
Neighbors said the shooter was an Amazon delivery driver. Footage showed an Amazon vehicle and USPS van behind police crime scene tape and the Amazon van being towed away. On Facebook, a poster said, USPS workers don't let people in the area when they have the mailboxes open. The Amazon driver didn't particularly like that. They got into an argument, which escalated into a shoving match, which escalated to the Amazon driver shooting the Postal Service guy in the freaking eye. Then he sat there calmly and waited for the cops to show up and claimed self-defense. That's according to a poster on Facebook.
Yeah.
U.S. postal inspectors say that the mail carrier was confronted by an individual and the carrier was shot in the face. U.S. Postal Inspection Service and the FBI are also investigating. Typical best man responsibilities include planning a bachelor party, holding on to rings during the wedding ceremony, and raising a toast for the bride and groom during the reception. One best man is now facing criminal charges after he allegedly added vigilante gunmen to the list of a wedding last weekend.
Sounds like a hell of a wedding.
Court records show Stephen Andrew James is accused of shooting a man in both legs after the victim arrived at a wedding uninvited and got into a shouting match with the groom. Police first responded to the shooting.
I know. I'll shoot him in the legs.
After 5:30 p.m., the victim was found bleeding profusely from gunshots to both legs, and bystanders had to use belts to fashion tourniquets in an attempt to staunch the bleeding.
All right, I'll go.
After receiving aid from officers on scene, medics rushed him to Regions Hospital.
Can I have some cake?
Witnesses told the officer the shooter was a man with dreadlocks wearing formal attire. The gunman was seen jumping into a black Dodge SUV and beckoning for a woman and 3 kids to get in before peeling away from the parking lot. Yeah.
This is
the best man.
Yeah.
And he's got his family there with him. He's got to get him out. So police spoke with the groom, who said the shooting victim had showed up without an invitation, approached him and acted aggressive toward him because the groom did not attend a funeral. The groom said the shooting victim shoved him, and the next thing he heard was a gunshot, though he claimed not to see who'd fired the gun.
This sounds like Wedding Crashers meets John Wick.
The photographer told police he saw James get involved in the argument between the groom and the shooting victim. He recalled seeing James shoving the shooting victim and hearing 2 gunshots before the victim fell to the ground and James ran away. At the hospital, the victim said that he was at the wedding to pick up his wife and kids and chose to confront the groom about not attending a funeral or including his kids in the wedding. The victim claimed that the groom shoved him, but he did not respond. He alleged that James pulled out a gun and said, "We aren't playing that S," before shooting him. Jesus. Investigators trapped his Dodge SUV to his girlfriend's house. They eventually found him. James had cut his dreadlocks, and a 9mm handgun was found underneath the passenger seat. 3 rounds loaded in the gun matched with a round found at the shooting scene. He faces charge of 1st and 2nd degree assault. This is my favorite story of the day.
All right.
A Florida firefighter with Orange County Fire Rescue has been placed on paid leave and is facing 2 counts of misdemeanor stalking after she allegedly orchestrated a bizarre act of harassment which involved dumping 75 red-stained tampons into her ex-boyfriend's front yard.
Were they authentically stained? Okay, all right.
Gabrielle Franz was arrested at her former boyfriend's home where he now lives with a new girlfriend. The current couple discovered the tampons stained red as if they were possibly used, according to deputies, in their yard on the morning of September 30th. Reviewing surveillance footage from the previous night, the couple observed a dark-colored pickup truck slowly driving past the house. The video showed a woman hopping out of the back of the truck, waiting for traffic to clear, and then throwing the items into the yard.
Cut the engine.
Both victims quickly identified Franz as the likely culprit, stating she had been demonstrating her displeasure with their relationship through social media posts and negative comments to mutual friends since the breakup. Investigators noted that Franz owns a pickup truck matching the one in the video. The license plate reader confirmed her vehicle was in the area at the time of the incident.
See, this is weird because she promised to break up with no strings attached.
Oh, nice. When confronted by investigators, Franz initially denied knowing her former boyfriend's address. She eventually changed her account, admitting to the act, but claiming that it was not her idea. She alleged that her mother and aunt, who were visiting from out of state, were involved in hatching the plan.
You know it'd be fun?
Franz claimed that the trio bought a large quantity of tampons, painted them red to simulate usage before driving to her ex-boyfriend's residence and scattering them. Deputies concluded that Franz's actions demonstrated a course of conduct whose sole purpose was to harass the victims and serves no legitimate purpose.
And now toilet paper.
She was arrested and has since bonded out, and her lawyers filed a motion to dismiss charges, arguing there are insufficient evidence.
It's insane.
Yep.
Yeah. Let it go.
All right, one last story. And this is messed up, and I hate to end up on a messed up story, but I didn't see this on the news anywhere, but a South Jersey man died early on Sunday after his car struck a drawbridge linking New Jersey to Pennsylvania, linking Pennsylvania to New Jersey while the bridge was closing.
I heard about this, yeah.
Ethan Knorr, 20 years old of Cherry Hill, was returning to New Jersey from Philadelphia around 3:18 a.m. When he sped through the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge's warning gates, and he struck the portion of the span that raises and lowers, allowing boats to pass beneath. He died at the scene. His vehicle passed warning lights and a police car at the time that it struck the bridge. Knorr's car was traveling at a high rate of speed when it crashed, police said. The bridge was closed for investigators and later reopened after officials deemed it was not damaged. No other cars or passengers or motorists were involved in the crash. I thought that was pretty wild, man.
It is wild.
All right, and there you go. That's where we're going to wrap up. That is the end of your bizarre file this morning. We shall take a break. We will come back. We'll be giving away some tickets and haunted attraction passes for Six Flags Great Adventure.
Yeah.
With the lesson question when we return. So get yourself set. We'll be right back. Cheese and turkey and then apple slices.
What would they do, Casey?
She would make, and I never had it. We didn't date long enough for me to try her.
Yeah.
But they would do their French
tasted
toast.
my daughter's sandwich?
They would do French toast with cheese.
French toast with cheese?
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that.
I don't, well, not with syrup. I mean, but if it was a grilled cheese, like French toast style, I'd do that.
All right, hang on. I'm going to go to Jenna because she does the mayo technique as well. Hi, Jenna. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you doing?
Wonderful. All right, Jenna, what is it that's so much better with mayonnaise instead of butter?
It's just the flavor of it. I don't know. I grew up eating mayonnaise on every single sandwich, and my son likes just cheese sandwiches with mayonnaise, and it's easier just to throw it in the frying pan and say, hey, here's a grilled cheese, and he's not a big fan of butter, so that was the big difference there.
Okay.
But you can also use bacon grease. I don't know if Kathy remembers the Conshohocken Cafe that was on Fayette Street. I worked there all through college and everything, and we used to use bacon grease for grilled cheeses, too.
That's a great idea. We used to save our bacon grease when I was a kid growing up.
And drink it in the morning.
No, we would not drink it in the morning, but we could use it to as a base to cook things with, a la, shortening or
it was a standard.
Lard
we had
or whatever.
We had those jars, mason jars. Of, yes,
that's what we
it was
keep
a
it.
standard.
Or like an old jelly jar or something like that.
And my mother used to hollow out a bagel and keep her birth control pills.
Oh
in
my
it.
God!
Oh my God! Did
So
you ever
unique.
It's just a thing you used to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Southern.
Did you? Okay. This is a two-part question. And what are your thoughts on mustard, whether it be yellow mustard or spicy mustard on your grilled cheese? And what do you consider a grilled ham and cheese? Is that still grilled cheese, or are we going into the other territory?
You're raising a good point with the ham inclusion. I still believe that the cheese, as per Preston's best-selling novel, the cheese is the star.
I would never say that. I would never say a grilled cheese with ham.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd say it's a grilled ham and cheese.
Exactly.
So ham takes top billing.
Okay.
I don't think it's a grilled cheese anymore.
It does take top, but you have to do that with mustard, right? Grilled ham and cheese with mustard. Yeah.
You don't have to be a star to be in my sandwich.
No.
And you know what's oddly is good on that is a little bit of pineapple.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Come over.
Yeah.
I should probably try that today, too.
Yeah. See if Wawa can do that.
So I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, I'll ask you a question.
Mustard?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I think mustard with a grilled cheese can be good.
Yeah.
But it's great all by itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
Spicy brown, though, right?
I could do either, but I prefer spicy brown.
Especially if ham is involved.
I'm going with Casey's take on that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on? I'm sorry to do this. Grilled peanut butter and jelly.
No,
because I know we're talking about grilled cheese.
That's like a hot pocket. And I
would say unequivocally,
back to hell, demon.
Go suck it.
Yeah.
No.
Really?
No, the idea of that. No,
That's not a grilled cheese at all. It's not. There's no cheese. It's not certainly. You know what? It's not. It's
fact,
not a full
I'm gonna see
traditional
myself out.
turkey dinner.
I find it disrespectful that on National Grilled Cheese Day that you would even raise that question.
I'm begging for your forgiveness.
Why don't you go into a synagogue and say, "What if Jesus was the son?"
All right,
You don't do that.
we are overrun with mayonnaise phone calls.
Do we go in depth? Do we go a current affair on this?
Well, Jared had a moment at a restaurant. Hi, Jared. Hi, Jared. You're on the air. Good morning.
You guys rock.
Thank you, man. All right. What's the incident that happened with the mayonnaise?
So I used to run a restaurant back in the day, and they were getting really behind, and it was like a grilled cheese day that we were doing. So I got back there, and we had like fresh churned butter, so it was like real soft. Well, I messed up, and I put mayo on all these grilled cheeses, put them down, sent them out. Well, I ended up coming back, and they were like, oh, like they were the best grilled cheese we ever had. Come to find out, I put mayo on all of them.
All of them.
So that actually became our biggest seller.
So that was your signature grilled cheese sandwich was prepared with mayo. To your own personal taste, do you like it better?
I wouldn't say it's better, but it gives it a bite. Like you use it with like Cooper Sharp cheese, like it's completely different.
Huh.
So like we did a different thing. We actually did a condiment grilled cheese. So if you wanted mustard on it, we actually did mustard on the grill, and that hardens up real nice. It gets a real a real crispy bite.
On the outside of it, you did mustard and then grilled it?
Yep. And it actually comes out really good.
Cray.
All right. Interesting.
I'm concerned now about the number of restaurants that are bringing sandwiches like this to us.
Yes. Yeah.
And what that will do.
We need to spread it out.
Too many.
We need, really.
All right, so Steven actually sent me a few grilled cheese from Food Network, grilled cheese recipes, and there's a few of them here that I've done before and like to have from time to time. Grilled tomato and cheese, I think, is a great
That's
one.
a standard, and I do love that one.
Well, now the tomato's taking top billing there, Preston.
No, it's
No.
not.
You said grilled
Well,
tomato
you're
and
right.
cheese.
It says grilled tomato and cheese.
I would say grilled
call it a
cheese
grilled
and
cheese
tomato.
with tomato.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
There is a grilled cheese with bacon. You can put it on there.
And that's grilled cheese with bacon.
Which is awesome. Cheddar and apple grilled cheese.
All right.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you ever have like apple slices and cheese together, that's, or fruit and cheese, that can work
Makes
out
it
nicely.
healthy.
Sandwich you can eat on the run.
Smoked Gouda and roasted red pepper grilled cheese.
Do I like Gouda?
I like
you do.
Gouda, yeah.
You like Gouda a lot.
All right.
You'll find good Gouda? Abu Dhabi.
I have a story in the bizarre file with Abu Dhabi coming up.
I'm thinking a grilled brie.
Yeah.
Would be yummy.
I've had it.
A grilled ham and brie.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
on a baguette.
Oh my God!
So good.
Nick, my wife makes a it's an app she'll put out at parties, but it's brie and it's grilled in or it's baked in like a challah.
Like a baked brie?
Yeah.
And it gets all runny
And
and
there's a
gooey.
little bit of raspberry or something too.
Yeah, but you know what, Steve? It's got that protective shell on the outside.
And it gives it cohesion.
God bless that shell.
Hang on a second here. Let me go to Garrett has a recipe. Hi, Garrett. Good morning.
Yo, good morning. Sorry to bother you guys at work.
Nah, brother. What's up?
Yeah, so check it out. So a couple years ago, I was getting creative in the kitchen, and I was making a grilled cheese, and I was like, you know what? I want to get a little creative here. So I scratched the cheese entirely, and I had some leftover buffalo chicken dip from the football game before, and I spread that on there, just made it like a normal grilled cheese. Actually, the same way Casey does. Like I take the slab of butter, throw it down, then I kind of like mush it around a little bit. You know what I mean? Like swirl it around. But, dude, I'm telling you, that is a banging sandwich.
So
I love buffalo.
I guess buffalo chicken dip has cream cheese in it, so that's technically in the cheese family.
Well, we throw some cheddar cheese in our buffalo chicken dip, too, so kind of
Okay.
we get in there.
Speaking as someone who has
Interesting. Thank you,
now
Garrett.
about 160 packets of Star-Kissed buffalo, I love that
Buffalo tuna?
The buffalo tuna is great. The buffalo dip in
buffalo dip. I'm
every
sorry.
application that buffalo flavor, whatever it is. You said it has cream cheese in it. I didn't know that.
The dips usually
Okay,
do.
yeah, delicious.
I will say that Panera, they sometimes can hit or miss on some of their things, but consistently their tomato soup and their grilled cheese is good.
So
I agree.
What's the new What's the new sandwich that they're
The Panera?
They mention a type of pepper. It's like a
Freshy pepper?
It's you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen the thing?
Is
For
it
this
like-
new-
like-
it's like a new like a Mediterranean.
You know what, Steve? They should probably send us samples.
I'm intrigued.
Yes,
Is it,
it's a new thing that they're pushing.
Wouldn't
and
be a
it's got
poblano pepper, would it?
no, I don't know, but it is a red pepper that apparently has this incredibly exotic, wonderful taste.
Okay, wait, like a vegetable or like the crushed red pepper?
A vegetable.
No, like a vegetable pepper.
Side note, stuffed peppers. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Big fan.
Yeah,
I'd like you to
well,
put
we should
sausage
have
in
a
there.
restaurant and call it Sergeant Pepper.
Well, listen, it's sort of offensive that you bring it up on Grilled Cheese Day.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're right.
I mean,
I said side note.
Stay in your lane, buddy. All right, roasted poblano and mushroom grilled cheese.
No poblano.
I like a poblano.
I do like poblano.
I like it the poblano.
I like saying poblano. Fun syllable.
I come
know what-
from
you know
the
what
village of Poblano.
Do you know what a smoked poblano is? An ancho chili.
Oh.
If you ever see ancho chili.
I don't know why I
Ancho
reacted
cheese.
like that. Yeah.
I believe so.
And ancho cheese.
Wait, so it's the same thing?
It's the same thing, but it's smoked. It's prepared differently, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Here, this one sounds interesting. Grilled cheese with everything bagel seasoning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wait, in or on?
Don't know. I would have to click on the recipe, and it would take me off of this.
Right.
This is just the names of them.
I think at Trader Joe's you can get the seasoning that's just called everything but the bagel.
Yep.
And it's terrific.
Yes, I agree.
But one of the best, so there was maybe you've had it as well, Nick, over at Harvest. They would do like a cedar plank salmon, but it would be crusted with the everything bagel crust.
I love a crust.
Oh, yeah.
Grilled cheese.
Look at me bringing that up on Grilled Cheese Day.
Yeah. Spicy grilled cheese.
Okay.
So you can use, like a jalapeno
Or pepper
cheddar,
jack or something.
Pepper jack, yeah.
No, but I'll do like a diced jalapeno.
Okay.
We actually, oh, God, never mind. Sorry. I was doing the Casey thing, and I'm not going to do it now.
You were going to go somewhere else?
Yeah.
Okay.
My refrigerator's
Well,
blue.
now I'm intrigued.
Okay. Well, good. Because this is, my wife made hash brown casserole last night for dinner.
This is a recipe that we shared with Casey's family. And,
And it's
in love with it.
amazing. And I was really digging it. And I thought, ooh, you know what would be really great in this? Diced jalapenos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you?
I agree.
I did not, but I put some hot sauce in it.
Is there cheese in there?
Banditos. What's that?
Is there cheese in that
Oh,
recipe?
yeah.
All right, so
Cheese
like
and-
it's a part of this conversation by default.
Here's another recipe: Brussels sprouts and bacon grilled cheese. Maybe.
now you're
I
getting
don't
You know
know.
what I do love though?
I like Brussels sprouts.
I love
Yeah.
baked Brussels sprouts.
And bacon or pancetta. Back on 93.3 WMMR Loser. It is 17 minutes after 10. We got ourselves a Tuesday morning. It's zipping right by. Before you know it, we will give away our $350 gift certificate for Floating World Tattoo and Piercing for Tattoos Day. So get yourself set for that. We have something else to give away now, though, which I teased earlier. And it is a 4-pack of tickets and haunted attraction passes for Six Flags Great Adventures Fright Fest, which is open on select nights through the 2nd of November. So here's what you have to do. You got to answer this question in order to get that. So I'm going to go with this. We were discussing things to do on a first date earlier this morning. What items should you always bring with you on a first date? You just get it out of the way.
Yeah.
All right. So what item should you bring with you on a first date? We discussed this earlier this morning with Dr. Love. 610-660-9333 is the number. If you heard it and you know it, call now.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you by Bud Light. Join Nick Thursday night, 7 to 9. It's the Bud Light Thursday night kickoff at Irish Rover Station House in Langhorne. And you can enter for your chance to win a pair of Eagles tickets, courtesy of Bud Light. What's going on this morning, Steve?
Well, Preston, the first Golden Bachelor, Jerry Turner, is off the market, having proposed to girlfriend Lana Sutton. Turner says he thought the TV show would help him find a soulmate, but she was actually at the Guzzle Hut for 25-cent beer night.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Designer Massimo Gianelli engaging in some retail therapy after a split from Lori Loughlin. Gianelli says he's fighting through the despair by remaining active, and he might even join the UCLA rowing team. And finally, Ray J is responding after Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner filed a defamation lawsuit against him, claiming they were under federal investigation. Said Ray J, quote, "When I accused them of federal racketeering, I meant it as a compliment." That's your Hollywood Trash.
All right, looky. Got somebody on the line who might know the answer to this question. What kind of official... No, that's the wrong question. What item should you bring to on your first date? And we will go to Tom, see if we can get that answer. Yo, Tom, morning, my man.
Good morning. What's up, fellas?
All right, well, we're looking for the answer this, Tom. What item should you always bring with you on a first date?
A red flag.
Yes! Bring an actual red flag with you. And you got that right. And we are going to give you 4-pack tickets and haunted attraction passes. Six Flags Great Adventure Fright Fest open select nights now through November 2nd. Six Flags Fright Fest is cursed with 9 haunted mazes, each with its own frightening theme, including the Conjuring universe, based on the New Line Cinema iconic horror franchise. And you can check out the YouTube stream, our YouTube stream, throughout the week and catch a glimpse of Annabelle in our studio. For more information about the Conjuring Maze and Six Flags Great Adventure Fright Fest, you can go to sixflags.com/Great Adventure. All right, let's get into music.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, brought to you by Temple Football. Get ready, Owls fans. Temple homecoming weekend is here. The Owls host Navy at the Link on Saturday, October 11th. Make sure you make sure you get your tickets today by calling 215-204-8499 or visiting owlstix.com. I just have 2 stories for you this morning. The Offspring has announced their supercharged worldwide in 26 North American tour with Bad Religion as special guests. The tour kicks off on January 16th in Bakersfield, California, wraps up February 24th in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Tickets go on sale Friday with an artist pre-sale today. I went and clicked on the dates. They're like bopping all over the place. None in our general area. There's going to be a lot in Canada and other portions of the U.S., and then they're headed overseas. It's really kind of scatterbrained where they're going, the dates I was looking at.
Canada's another country.
It's interesting. The tour celebrates a huge couple of years for the band, including their latest album, Supercharged, and their song Make It All Right, hitting number 1 on multiple rock charts. The Offspring has sold over 40 million records worldwide. And then just one other story, and that's all we're going to have time for today. Bring Me the Horizon has announced their North American Ascension Program 2 tour for April and May 2026 with Motionless in White, The Plot in You, and Amira Elfeki, or Elfeki, I don't know.
Elfeki.
The tour kicks off April 28th in Toronto.
It's Snuck Fuss.
That's another Canada location, and includes a show at New York City's Madison Square Garden May 2nd. Wraps up with festival appearances mid-May. Tickets go on sale Friday with a city pre-sale starting today. VIP packages available that include a ticket, merch pack, and VIP entrance. And that's it. That's all I have for you.
That's good, though. It's good.
This is just a tiny bit for you. All right, we will break one more time when we get back. Yep, we'll give away the Tattoos Day prize. We'll get the letter of the day for the word of the week. We'll find out what we got going on tomorrow. We'll see if Pierre's got some stuff for us. We'll be right back, so stay put. Usually quite lovely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And all of you will be farting in about a half hour.
Hang on, let me go to, let's see, where was it? Yeah, let me go to Doug because he's got a technique. It's National Grilled Cheese Day, by the way. We usually don't talk about the national food days, but I mean, it's grilled cheese. Yeah. Hey, Doug, you're on the air. Good morning.
Morning.
What's up, bud?
All right, so I started making this when I was working at a fresh restaurant. Because I couldn't get to the burner. So
was it a fresh restaurant or a French
restaurant?
Okay.
French restaurant.
Okay, there we go.
That's hard to say.
The fresh restaurant of Bel Air.
All right. But so I couldn't get to the cooktops, and I was in charge of the broiler. So you butter the bread, you stick it in, butter side up, and you grill it till it's golden brown.
Okay.
And you flip it over. You put your cheese on, and you heat it until it's bubbling and starting to turn brown.
Okay.
So he's saying
In the oven.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, then you put it together. But lately I've been, so as that's working in the oven, I'll cook a couple of slices of pancetta, and if I use Swiss extra sharp cheese, you put them together, so you have the sharpness of the cheese, and then you have the saltiness of the pancetta. It's awesome.
I hate Swiss cheese so much.
Okay.
I hate it with a white hot passion.
It's a nice crispy, you know.
All right. I like
All right.
that, Doug.
All
I'll
right,
try
cool.
that technique, the oven technique. Thank you. So you hate Swiss cheese?
I hate Swiss cheese
I love
almost as much as I hate sharks.
I love Swiss cheese. In fact, I'll go to the finest fresh restaurant in town. No, and they I've had a grilled Swiss cheese sandwich. It ain't bad.
Yeah, if you do Swiss and cheddar together, I think it's great.
It's
And
fine.
I think a 3-cheese thing,
Yeah.
3 cheese mix is pretty awesome. I
A
did not know
throuple.
that about you about Swiss cheese.
Yeah,
Wow.
just
ham and Swiss is that's a standard.
Really?
Gross, yeah.
Turkey and Swiss. I love a good Swiss.
My Andrea hates it too. She can't stand Swiss cheese, and I get in trouble sometimes for bringing it home. I'm like, no, I love Swiss cheese.
Sometimes I feel.
Did you bring Swiss home again?
Yeah, because she feels like because she's such a cheese lover.
Yeah.
Which I find
Cheese
interesting.
lover.
Well, she loves all cheeses.
Yeah.
except Swiss, and
That
I'm
seems
like,
sort of
You're
arbitrary.
kind of missing out.
Not everything in the fridge has to be for you. I get mad at my wife for putting White Claw in the fridge. I'm like, God damn it!
One more quick call. We're going to have to take a break because we have guests lining up. So I'm going to go to Alicia. Hi, Alicia. Good morning.
Good morning. Sorry to bother you guys at work.
It's okay.
We're happy to have you, Alicia. What's up?
Thanks. So I own a restaurant in Chalfont called Ember Smokehouse and Tap.
Okay.
And we have a 3x3 grilled cheese.
I don't
And
believe you
know-
unless you bring it here right now.
I will bring it there.
Go ahead.
I will bring it to you guys.
Go-
And the Brussels sprouts, we have Brussels sprouts. I can bring those too.
Explain your sandwich fully. What is your premium grilled cheese sandwich?
So it's a 3x3 grilled cheese. So it's got 3 different kinds of cheeses. And then I know the meat gets top billing on this, but it has pulled pork, bacon, and pork belly. And we serve it with a tomato bisque.
Could you call that though, Preston? Would you call that a grilled cheese sandwich, or would you call that a?
I'd call it
So here's the
a
loophole.
pork sandwich with cheese on it.
Yeah.
Here's the loophole. We don't call it a grilled cheese, but it has grilled cheese. And the loophole is that it's a 3x3. So you can say that the 3 cheeses is first, or you can say that the 3 porks are first.
All right. So
all right.
you're looking for wiggle room. It sounds delicious.
I think you're a little over the boundary, but I mean, I'm sure it's a
You should probably try it.
fantastic. I should probably try it.
Not on National Grilled Cheese Day.
I'm sure it's a fantastic sandwich. Well, interesting. All right. Well, thank you, Alicia. We appreciate that.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Take
Very
care.
cool.
All right. By the way,
So much
Bon Appetit's best ever grilled cheese. And then we got to take a break. Marissa just brought this to me.
What is it?
It's Bon Appetit's best ever grilled cheese. Butter goes in the pan, not on the bread.
Chicken in the bread pan.
To ensure golden, not burned toastiness, the exterior of the sandwich should be slicked with mayo, which has a higher smoke point than butter and possesses the combined browning power of oil and egg yolks.
So now I absolutely have to try the mayo grilled
It says,
cheese.
when mayo slicked bread. Now it's saying you don't cake it with
Right.
mayonnaise.
All right.
You just put a little bit on there and then you put
monster.
it on the butter. And when the mayo slicked bread meets buttered pan, that's when the magic truly begins.
Interesting.
Opting for a cheese that melts well is paramount. American is the meltiest cheese there is. But a young cheddar cheese works well too and brings deeper flavor. If you want to go off script, stick to a soft or semi-soft cheese. Their high moisture content means that they're especially adept at turning molten. Once the sandwich is in the pan, pressing down with a spatula is helpful for achieving even toasting and for encouraging bread and cheese to meld together, but don't be overzealous. This is not a smashed cheese sandwich. Cut the sandwich diagonally. Thank you.
Yes.
And it says it's official. Sandwiches cut this way actually taste better. So I love it. That's great.
Are you going to try the mayo thing?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try it.
I think I'd rather than be, I'd rather try before I deny.
Yeah.
So.
Did you just make that up?
No, it's actually from Stranger Things season 4. Argyle says that. All right, anyhow, it's National Grilled Cheese Day, so enjoy, dear friend, enjoy.
So hug a veteran.
All right, please. Thank you for your service. We're going to take a break because we have 2 guests coming up. One is going to bring some oddities in for us.
Yes.
For the World Oddities Expo this weekend. And the other is going to be making an appearance for the 20th anniversary of Napoleon Dynamite. Uncle Rico himself.
20 years.
John Grice is going to be joining us. So we'll be back with those guys. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR.
Today is National Cheesesteak Day. Yes, it is. Got an email that says, "Hey, Preston and Steve Show, happy National Cheesesteak Day from Whizzle Truck. We were at the Camp Out for Hunger last November.
They're great.
And we are just about to hit our 1-year anniversary of being in business. Over 100 events in the area in such a short time. And today we're feeding some well-deserved hungry people at Pico. Couldn't think of a better way to celebrate the day. Sincerely, that is from Chris and the rest of the Whizzle team.
Whizzle faux shizzle.
Faux shizzle, baby. I'm not going to have a cheesesteak today. I'm kind of watching what I'm eating. I'm trying to hit some weight goals. I hit my little goal earlier this week, and I want to hit my medium goal by tomorrow.
So your weekend, though, you give yourself a little latitude.
I think I'm gonna. Yeah, weekend I always give myself a latitude. We've got a Pudge's nearby us, which makes a great cheesesteak. So I might go by there and celebrate National Cheesesteak Day a couple of days.
It's been forever since I've had a classic.
Really?
Like a classic cheesesteak that are you can find them anywhere. Here we live in Cheesesteak Central, but calorically it's always a tough thing to reconcile. But if you're going to go all in on the weekend, you give yourself a bit of a cheat. Yeah, I have to think now where I want to go, what I want to get.
I have a friend who's a member at a golf club, country club called Applebrook, and they make when you go to like an upper level where they use really quality meat and stuff like that, it's to die for. So I'm gonna have to dive into one soon.
I don't think about calories ever. Like I really, I don't.
I got you.
So, but I'll probably do a cheesesteak every probably 5 or 6 weeks or something like that. Yeah, and I have Thunderbird is the place that I go to. That's just the
it's a wonderful place.
Dorothy on 93.3 WNMR. Everything that rocks. Paid a visit to our studios not that long ago. Played a little live music here and knew from her bones. 10:31. It's Tuesday morning. Our broadcast coming to a close on another beautiful day, another warm day. 81, as we've said throughout the course of the morning. We're going to change that into tomorrow. Rain coming in tonight, leads into tomorrow morning as well, so there'll be a wet drive in and cooler, high 70, and then Thursday, much cooler, sunshine, but the high only 64 degrees, and then sunny on Friday, about 68, and we're going to stay in that low 70 range.
Weekend's looking good.
Yeah, looking pretty decent.
I'm doing the Bark in the Park at Rose Tree on Saturday, which is
looks like
should be good weather.
Sun and clouds, 71 degrees, so not too bad at all. I would like to thank everybody who was on our program today. Victor Fiorello stopped in. Tell us about some food stuff going on in Delco. It's actually Delco Eats Week at Philly Mag, and each day they're rolling out different stories about some spots maybe you weren't familiar with and need to be highlighted.
Yes.
And so you can take a look in the mag or go on their website and get all the info or follow them on social. And then we had the amazing author Nicholas Sparks.
Yeah, he's terrific.
We had like a 30-minute conversation with him. He's working with M. Night Shyamalan to write, it's a book called Remain, and it's going to be a film. In fact, Night's working on the editing of it right now.
Right now, yeah.
And so it's coming out on October 14th. The book is, I believe.
Yes.
And they are going to be appearing together, Knight and Nicholas, at the Miller Theater the day before on October 13th, 7 o'clock. Tickets available at ensembleartsphilly.com. So go and hear what these guys have to say working together. Pretty damn cool.
They have tons of stories, obviously, between the movies and the books and all that sort of stuff. But they're very good with audiences.
Yeah, and if you want a great chicken salad recipe,
man,
make sure you listen to our conversation with Nicholas Sparks because he has one that he shared with us.
He really did, yeah.
And also, just to reiterate, we made an announcement earlier this morning: Cardboard Classic 2026. Mountain Fest at Montage Mountain, Friday, March 6th. That is the official date of it.
So much fun.
So it's now in the calendar, and performing on the Saturday, the day after we do the Cardboard Classic, will be Sugar Ray and Wheatus on stage. Yes. They'll be performing live. So if you buy a lift ticket, it's you get in for the show, for the concert. You take the concert as well.
Yeah.
The Cardboard Classic is free, but if you get the ticket, you can go to the concert. So details at WMMR.com, and get your ideas cooking for sleds and all that, and we will see you on the mountain, most definitely. All right, let's get the letter of the day. That's going to be you, right, Case?
Yeah,
all right, here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
The Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter
O, as in oblivion.
All right. Oh. And And we are going to give away $500 cash card brought to you by Paramount Pictures' Roof Man, which is based on the unbelievable true story. Roof Man follows Jeffrey Manchester, played by Channing Tatum, a man who robbed 45 McDonald's, escaped from prison, lived in a toy store for 6 months, and that's not even the craziest part. Roof Man is in theaters everywhere on October 10th.
Unbelievable.
That's right. So we need to take a moment and thank our sponsors. Or no, we don't. We need a winner for tattoos. That's what we got to do. So, congratulations going out to Laura Harar. Harar of Warminster, Pennsylvania. Laura gets a $350 gift certificate for Floating World Tattoo and Piercing. 1729 South Street in Philadelphia. Take a look at the artwork from these guys on Instagram at Floating World Tattoos, or check out their website, floatingworldtattoos.com. Now I will thank our sponsors, the Preston and Steve Show, brought to you today by Duncan, and the Preston and Steve Show runs on Duncan. Also brought to you by Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors, and by New Jersey's Department of Human Services. You can save a life with naloxone, and you can visit stopoverdoses.nj.gov. Tomorrow on our program, Wednesday, we'll do our little feature on Fox Good Day. We will have, joining us via Zoom, lead singer of the band The Lemonheads, Evan Dando, joining us. He has a memoir. I've always liked that band, and it'll be kind of cool to see, what his life story is all about.
That'd be very interesting.
Our buddy Michael Barkan is going to be popping in. Obviously, we're going to talk Phils with him.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I know, but you never know.
Yeah.
Something can happen here. So we'll see. We'll get the mighty Barkan in the studio to share his insights. And that's it. We are done. Rage on. Have yourself a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, gang. Bye-bye. Whoa.
On 93.3.